Okay, good morning, students. So last class we were discussing India, Sri Lanka. Okay, so in India, Sri Lanka, you have to note that because of India only, that is Indira Gandhi's government only, LTT became a very strong organization. So we supported LTT because of the only reason that in Sri Lanka we wanted to create an alternative power center. Why means because the Sri Lankan government, particularly the Sinhalese government, was very friendly with the China and also particularly with Pakistan, which India doesn't like, because already you see from all the three sides of India we are having enemies or untrustworthy countries. In the southern side only we had it is a open sea, only Sri Lanka is there. If Sri Lanka also goes under the influence of Pakistan or China, means it will become a big headache for India. So that's why India promoted purposely, deliberately promoted LTT. And note that this is not out of the love of Tamil people or the LTT, because already we know every country works for its own national interest. What is our national interest? We don't want enemy in our south. We don't want our southern neighbor to have contact with extraterritorial power, particularly China. So this is the reason. That's why we promoted LTT. So on behalf of LTT and the Tamil Eelam population, Indian peacekeeping force entered Sri Lanka and we signed a accord with Sri Lanka. Okay, but although in Sinhalese government and Indian government had an understanding, you have to note that the Sinhalese government, because of the pressure from some left-wing party and some ultra-nationalistic JVP party, you have to note that they doesn't wanted to accept the Sri Lankan Accord. Okay, because in Sri Lankan Accord, the idea is to devolve the power to the northern territory, to the Tamil population. Tamil state will be created within Sri Lanka, and in state level, the Tamil people will rule themselves. This they doesn't like, because Sri Lanka today also is a centralized country. So they want all the power are centralized. If powers are centralized, means particularly in a minority type country, you have to note that the majority will dominate the minority. So this will happen. So because of that only war was there. And later we all know that terms did not go well between LTT and the Indian government, because LTT again took their arms. Because Indian government now, without consulting LTT or any Tamil group, what they have done? They have openly they have signed a deal with the Sri Lanka, the Sinhalese government. Okay, so at least one LTT member should have been there in that while signing that particular treaty, or at least one Tamilian should be there. See, this is the reason why in when Simon Commission came to India in mid 1920, 21, 22, I'm sorry, 27, 28, during this time, Simon Commission came. Indian political parties, including Indian National Congress, Gandhi boycotted. Muslim League also boycotted it. Why? Because they are coming here to decide our future. To decide our future, we are not there. Our role is not there. At least one member should be there. So because no Indian member was there, Indian political parties, that means boycotted Simon Commission. So similarly, this was the biggest blunder, because they did not have a big, a vision. Okay, so because we are going to Sri Lanka and intervening in Sri Lanka, not out of a big long-term vision. Okay, so to check Chinese government and Sri Lanka's government are having connection, we were doing it. So that's the reason. And the Prime Minister of India, he was also not a statesman. He was a young guy. Okay, if Indira Gandhi might have been there, meant things might have been completely different. Okay, so now it is Rajiv Gandhi. Rajiv Gandhi is not a politician also. So he was not in India. He did not involve in Indian politics also. Sanjay Gandhi involved, but he was killed in an air crash. But forcibly, the Congress people brought Rajiv Gandhi from Italy and then made him the president of Congress, and he was the face of Congress. Okay, and he became the prime minister. So ultimately what happened is the Sri Lankan government also began to collaborate with the LTT, because they don't want Indian peacekeeping force in the island. They don't want the third party to come and create problem or intervene in their internal affairs. So that's why what happened is during the same time in India, the defense minister who is in VP Singh, who is in Rajiv Gandhi's cabinet, resigns from his cabinet, telling that Rajiv Gandhi's Sri Lankan policy is a flawed policy. So the defense minister, see, Indian peacekeeping force is with war with the LTT. During this time, the defense minister is resigning, means then you can imagine how the Indian policymakers were, what they were doing, and how lethargically they handled this particular issue. It is a sensitive issue. So ultimately what happened is, immediately it was followed by an election. In that election, Rajiv Gandhi was very badly defeated. Congress completely lost. And VP Singh, the defense minister, now becomes the Prime Minister of India. So a coalition government was formed. And first thing VP Singh did was to withdraw back all the Indian peacekeeping force out of Sri Lanka. Okay. And when Indian peacekeeping force is out of Sri Lanka, immediately the second Tamil War started in Sri Lanka. So that you have to note. And during this time in 1990, one more event happened. This LTT and Muslims, they did not like each other. Why they did not like each other means, suddenly the Tamil Muslim, they are Tamil people only, Tamil Muslim people, they abandoned the demand of Tamilam. So this made LTT people very angry, particularly the leadership. The leader of LTT said that if anyone in this world who is against Tamilam demand means, he is my enemy. Like that he declared. Actually, this is a divide and rule, a mischief played by the Sri Lankan government. The Sri Lankan government went to the Tamil Muslims and they were asking, by the time Muslims were supporting LTTE and they were also a part of LTTE only, okay. They were asking why you people are protesting along with the LTTE. These people, this Tamil Muslims said that we are minority people, you are majority, you are crushing us, you are not giving us the right, our due right, our share of right. I am not asking to control the entire country, but if I am there means I should have my own share, no, my due share, that you are not giving, like that they said. Then the Sri Lankan, the people, they said that the Sinhalese government, they said that if tomorrow there is going to be a separate Tamilam means, then who will be minority in separate Tamilam? Whatever may be the case, Tamil Muslims will be minority. So Tamil Muslims, they stopped giving support to the separate Tamilam demand. But LTT should have, what they should have done is, they should have negotiated with Muslims, Tamil Muslims, and convinced them. Instead of doing that, they did not use the diplomacy method. See, in your team, you are having a team. In the team, there is some misunderstanding means, then what you have to do, you should not cut that relation and throw that particular person out of that particular group. So what you have to do is, you have to go and negotiate with them, give them some offer, come one step down, settle the issue. Even after that they are not accepting means, then we can go for the partition. So this is how we have to deal it. But LTT, they were very strong since they had a very big opposition. That means the Sinhalese government. By the time they were not in a position to tolerate this minority Muslims. That's why they expelled all the Tamil Muslims from the northern part of the country, and they were forced to go and settle in the eastern part of the country. So in Sri Lanka, the northern part and eastern part, you have the majority. That means you have the minority Tamilian population. Okay. So again, the point is, the Sinhalese government and the LTT, they began to fight with each other. Okay. And then see until 1990, this LTT was a rebel organization who took arms against their own government. But now world countries, including Sri Lanka, including India, Israel, US, they began to brand LTT as a terrorist organization. Now they became a terrorist organization. See, who is a terrorist and a rebel? What is the difference? Rebels means they will fight against the government. They may be rebels, okay. But who is a terrorist means, if he is involving in terror to achieve their objective, political objective. If they are using fear as a tool to achieve the objective, so then we can call those people as terrorists. Okay, so because now you have to note that this LTT began to kill the top leaders. First they killed our ex-Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi, and that too in India, that too in Tamil Nadu. Okay, so LTT, but LTT never took responsibility. But you have to note that in one of the interview, this LTT political spokesman was there. His name is Anton Balasingham. So when the journalist asked Anton Balasingham, Rajiv Gandhi's assassination. So Anton Balasingham replied a single line answer. It is regrettable. That's all. LTT never took responsibility. We only killed it. Like that they will do no. They never took responsibility, because this is the biggest blunder LTT ever have done. Number one, they allowed the Tamil, already they are minorities, Tamil people. Now Tamil people were divided, Tamil Muslims and others, like that. That is blunder number 1. Blunder number 2, they killed Rajiv Gandhi. And they too killed in Indian soil, that too in Tamil soil. So from that particular moment, LTTE lost all the support from India. And that too immediately out of the sympathy wave, during election campaign only he was killed. Immediately Congress came to power with a full majority in the parliament. So Congress began to collaborate with the Singhalist government to punish all these LTT people who involved in this, directly, indirectly, whatever it is, leave that. So that means LTT who got support from India from 1991, Indian government went against LTT. So this is what happened. Except some Tamil political parties and the people who are in South in Tamil Nadu, you have to note that they were having some kind of sentiment with the Tamil population and LTT, except that from India, there was no support were going to this LTT. That you have to note. And then in Sri Lanka also, they killed Premadasa. And then President Kumaratunga comes to power, opens peace talk, and it fails. And finally, under Kumaratunga's rule in 1995, third Tamil war started. And by this time, you have to note that this LTT became most powerful, and even they had an Air Force wing. A terrorist organization, even ISIS or Al Qaeda doesn't have an air fighters. These people had air fighters. So a lot of finance were pouring into the country for the LTT. So because all the Tamil diaspora, they went to different part of the world, they earned money and sent their money. Sometimes politically they will do something and to get the money. So whatever may be the case, LTT became very strong. So if you have air power means you can control the bigger area. Okay. So this period 1990 to 95, 1990 to 2000, that decade is a blood decade. Okay. So LTT now became ruthless. They began to kill everyone. Okay. Political suicide bombing. A suicide squad was there in LTT, and LTT also began to involve child soldiers also. Okay. So out of willingness or not, that is different, but they were doing like this. Okay. So anyway, so now LTT now have become a terrorist organization, a branded terrorist organization. So during this period. Okay. And in 2002, in United Nations, you have to note that they sent a mediation team from Norway to settle, that means to convince the LTT and the government people. So initially it was to some extent it was good, but later failed. Okay. Failed means that means both LTT and government, they were not in a mood to reconcile. So that's the problem. Okay. And not only that, in 2004, a person named Karuna, he is next to Prabhakaran in LTT. He split that particular organization. He was the leader of the Eastern Command. And this guy, what he did is, later he joined as a minister in Rajapakse's cabinet. He revealed all the secret information about LTT. He knows everything about LTT, the blueprint, how they will attack, where the money is coming, how they are getting arms, everything this Karuna knows. Okay, so next year itself, this Mahinda Rajapakse, the senior Rajapakse, the today's prime minister, by the time he was the prime minister, he became the president. In 2005, during the election, this LTT did another blunder. See, what is the blunder is? They asked all the Tamil people not to participate in the election. So Tamil people did not vote. See, actually, this is another big blunder, the third big blunder done by LTT. Why means because when Tamil people did not vote in that particular election, it became an advantage to Rajapakse. He swept the election. So Singhalist people only voted in the election, and a Singhalist leader got elected. So why I am telling this, because suppose LTT's position is very weak means, if you have a political wing, some Tamil representation means, using them you can open negotiation. See, this is a war tactics. In war, you can so for example, India and China are going for a war means, I am telling, we can fight with China. But suppose things are not going in India's favor, China is aggressive, we are going to get defeated means, to avoid the defeat, what we can do? We can open negotiation. For that, whom we can use? We can use Russia. Here Russia will be useful. You can understand, Russia is a strong country. Russia has the capacity to persuade China, and Russia is a friend of India. If Russia intervenes means, then China may listen. I am not telling you China will listen, but China may listen. So like this is called diplomacy. Okay, this is also a part of war strategy. When things are not going for well, you go for ceasefire. Ceasefire means normally two countries are fighting or terrorist organization, government are fighting means normally ceasefire will be announced. Don't think that ceasefire means peace is going to be there. Ceasefire means they won't fight with each other. They will regain their strength and then they will fight will continue. So that ceasefire, that option was not available to LTT. Why means because no one is there to mediate, to open negotiation with the Sinhalese government, because the Tamil leaders were not there. LTT, they can use that particular, it is a vent, that vent is also locked. That's the understanding. And finally what happened is Rajapaksa now have a full free hand in the parliament, and he finally, the final war started in 2006, and finally in 2009 the civil war came to an end with the defeat of LTT, and most of the cadres, the other important leaders, they fled to foreign countries. Some soldiers, they directly surrendered to Sinhalese forces. Many people were killed, and including Prabhakaran, he was not ready to run. So he finally faced and finally he died. Okay, but what happened is during the final phase of war, lot of war crimes were there. Okay, particularly to a lot of innocent population got in between the LTT forces and the government forces. So United Nations entered Sri Lankan island and they announced no fire zone. No fire zone means neutral zone. If anybody who doesn't support government or LTT means they can come and seek refuge in that no fire zone. Why means because if somebody comes in no fire zone means both LTT should not enter that region or Sinhalese forces should not enter the region. If anybody enters means UN force will enter. So this is the understanding. But what happened is Sinhalese forces entered that particular area and killed a lot of innocent population, including LTT. LTT also, to escape from the government, they also came and hid in that region. So during the last phase of war, lot of people were killed. And during the final war, final day of the war, when LTT were confined to a small territory, what they did is they made all the civilian population as a human shield. They hid behind the civilian population, thinking that how come the government forces will kill the civilians. But instructions were very clear that at any cost we have to eliminate this LTT once for all. So if some civilians are there, means don't worry, kill everyone, but ensure that LTT people were killed. So finally they killed all the civilian population. In a single day, more than 50,000 to 1 lakh people were killed, shot by Sri Lankan army, which includes LTT. So LTT finally surrendered. Okay, and not only that, even after the surrender, all the LTT cadres were confined to some kind of torture cells, number one. And even the civilian population, they were confined to camps. So ultimately what happened is in the camp, the people were tortured for further information about LTT, because they want what happened to the remaining LTT cadres, the second level, third level leaders. They all fled to foreign country. So ultimately the people human rights violation continued even after the war. So even you might have seen that picture. This LTT leader's Prabhakaran's son, his name is Balakrishnan, I think. He was a small kid. In first photo, he was eating a biscuit. Second photo, you have to note that a bullet is there in his chest. Small kid. So this is a classic example. Classic example mean in the sense the Sri Lankan government were ruthless against them. That is the understanding. Okay. So anyway, but you have to note that when Rajapaksa were during this time, again he became the president of Sri Lanka. So second time he won the election. Okay. And this time Rajapaksa have to face international pressure, particularly US. US government doesn't want Rajapaksa to win the election, but anyway he won the election. Why? And US government wanted to overthrow Rajapaksa. The reason is Rajapaksa is a pro-Chinese president. Very simple. See US and already I said in international relations there is nothing called moral. Even the US said that human rights violations are there. So I am the biggest power. So it is my duty to come and intervene. Like that US will say. But ultimate interest is, if really they wanted to save the people, they should have entered earlier. But they did not do that. So only when they wanted to overthrow Rajapaksa, when Rajapaksa was actions are pro-Chinese action, that's why they wanted to overthrow him. Because US doesn't want China to have a foothold in Indian Ocean. And in the head of the Indian Ocean, we have India. And also Sri Lanka is also there. If China have a foothold in Sri Lanka, then China's hand in Indian Ocean will increase. So we have discussed this many times before. Okay, so US doesn't want China to be stronger or to put its foot in Indian Ocean, and Rajapaksa is allowing Chinese presence in Indian Ocean, particularly in Sri Lanka. So this US doesn't want. So that's why what US did is yelled to that, because US through United Nations Human Rights Commission UNHRC began to put pressure on Sri Lanka. UNHRC, you have to know, by the time the UNHRC's chief itself was a lady named Navi Pillai. She is a South African lady of Sri Lankan origin, Tamil South African lady of Sri Lankan origin, Navi Pillai. So that Navi Pillai, you have to note that she daily, frequently, her origin is Sri Lankan, no? So she is the chief of UNHRC. She was issuing lot of statement against the Sri Lankan government, because US government is also putting pressure. So, but to relieve the pressure, what the Sri Lankan president did is, he appointed one commission. That commission name is LLRC, Lesson Learnt and Reconciliation Commission. Okay, so to find out what happened during the last phase of war, and how to reconcile back all the Tamilian population against safe. So to find out this only, you have to note that LLRC was appointed. But the international community, particularly US, did not accept this LLRC, because they all blamed that this is a safety valve. See, somebody is, I have done, see, this is my institution, this is my country, I am the leader, I have done some wrong. This is a crime against humanity. So international pressure is there. When to reduce the pressure, what I am doing is, I am appointing a commission to solve this problem. So that I am telling to the world that we are taking action. We are, see, because it is not Rajapaksa who come and shot all the people. Rajapaksa is the leadership. It is the soldiers and the officers who did all these atrocities. So Rajapaksa said that we will find out who did wrong, and we will punish them, and we will help the Tamilian people to again rehabilitate back. Like that, just for an eye wash, safety valve, to reduce the international pressure only, LLRC was appointed. World community did not accept this LLRC. And even you have to note that why I am telling this is a safety valve means, because the minor recommendation of LLRC also was not implemented. LLRC blamed both the government forces and the LTT for human rights violation. Government forces killed all the civilians. See, ultimate idea of a state is to protect the innocent population. Some rebels are there, you kill them, punish them, that is, leave it. But if civilian population are in between, means what you have to do, first interest should be saving the civilian population, then eliminating the terrorist people. But Sinhalese government said that kill everyone, eliminate everyone. By doing this, let us finish off this LTT. Like that, they gave an information. And this LTT also held some of the civilian population as human shield. They hid behind the human people, this common population. That's why everybody got killed. So they blamed both the parties. Okay, but US was very determined to take action against Rajapaksa because of its own interest. And whenever a resolution was passed, which side India voted? Which side India voted? India voted in favor of Tamilian population. That means India voted against Sri Lankan government or for Sri Lankan government. India voted for Sri Lankan government. Every time India voted for Sri Lankan government. So this you have to understand very clearly. Why means, because that means even though today also, and in today's context I am telling, even though today also we have an unfriendly leadership there in Sri Lanka, Indian government pretends that we are friends of Sri Lanka. Because if we issue statement against the Rajapaksas, the two Rajapaksas today, or earlier during this period, if we are taking, if we are voting against the Rajapaksa government in favor of the Tamilian population, against the Sri Lankan government, by supporting the US resolution, what will happen? This will become a license for the Sri Lankan government to openly cooperate with China. This is the point where India fights. So that's why, see, we have an unfriendly neighbor. We have a distant enemy. So if unfriendly neighbor is doing something against our interest, whether we like it or not, leave it. India pretends that India is a friend of Sri Lanka. If India is doing something against the Sri Lankan government, then Sri Lankan government openly will cooperate with China. It will become a license. License means, yes, I am your enemy, like that India. So that's why, because India is really afraid of this, because China is trying to do that. The Rajapaksa is pro-China, and we are giving a reason to have that particular interaction. This India cannot accept. That's why we were supporting. That means again I am telling, India's interest in Sri Lanka is not pro-Tamil. Even Indira Gandhi, I am telling, Indira Gandhi was supporting pro-Tamil people. No, it is out of India's interest. What we want, what is our national interest? We don't want Sri Lanka to have tie-up with China and Pakistan. If the government is not having tie-up means, then Sri Lanka will be our friend. If they are trying to have friendship with China, Sri Lanka is our enemy. So this is how our mentality is there. So this is not out of any humanity. Tamil Ilam people killed, innocent population killed, people were tortured, women violated, that and all, not at all an issue. Any international issue, I am telling, any country will do like this only. Every country are selfish. But we can't use the word selfish. So for that only we have the decorated word national interest. What is my interest? That only I will do it. Particularly international relations. You can understand. So this is what happened. And finally what happened is, one time, see, US desperately need India's support. If India have voted that particular resolution, US resolution means US army will enter into Sri Lanka. Like that the situation was there. But every time India voted against US. And finally, out of the political pressure, finally India voted a resolution against Sri Lanka. And by the time US was passing that particular resolution in UNHRC, with or without help, US will enter the island. Like that. Like that US was passing, a strict resolution was passed. But during this time, India voted for the resolution against Sri Lankan government. But again, see the tactics. So India voted, no, so in support, in return for the support, India's support, India changed all the text of that particular resolution and made that, watered down to that resolution, liquidated that resolution. That resolution became a weak resolution. After that, a weak resolution was passed. So again, no relief for the Tamilian population. This time Sri Lanka said that, now only you are my real friend. By voting against me, you are actually, now only you have done a big favor for Sri Lanka. See the tactics. So earlier we openly supported the group, but now we voted against that particular group. Even when we voted against that particular group, you have to note that we supported Sri Lanka only. This helped Sri Lanka's pushing. Otherwise, a very tough resolution might have passed against Sri Lanka. Okay, so this was okay. And then in 2015, Sri Sena, another leader, became the president. Again, that point is, you see, he is a singleist. But when he came, when he became the president of Sri Lanka, he was telling, all the Tamilian people voted for him. Indian Ra entered the northern part of the island and convinced all the Tamil people to vote for Sri Lanka, Sri Sena. So Sri Sena became the president, because Sri Sena, he said that if I become the leader of Sri Lanka, I will cut off all the relationship with China. So this is what India wants, no? So we supported Sri Sena, and Sri Sena defeated Rajapaksa, the senior Rajapaksa lost the election. But later what happened is, again the Sri Sena, although he said he will cut off the relation with China, things were not like that. Why? Means because already during Rajapaksa's period, he got a lot of loans from China. That means Sri Lanka have fallen into the debt trap of China. So Sri Lanka cannot do anything against China. Otherwise, they have to pay the money. If although this guy wanted to be with India, but he have to favor China, because he have got money. That means the president have got money from China. So this is what happened. So ultimately, at one point of time, this Sri Sena, what he did, this is the extreme, I am telling. He said that Indian Ra is trying to kill me. A president is telling like that. A country's president is telling that. Like we people say Pakistan ISIS is doing everything against India, like that. The Sri Sena said that the Indian intelligence agencies are plotting against the Sri Lankan president. He may get assassinated, like that. That means India-Sri Lanka relation completely broke down. Why? Means because Chinese pressure. Okay, so that means by 2 years back, I am telling, like this happened. See, by the time, see this Modi, with our prime minister, new prime minister, he was very good with all the superpowers. Leave China. Okay, in China also, okay. See, last year what happened is Chinese Xi Jinping came to Mahabalipuram. So they had an excellent bilateral talks. It was an informal summit. What they were discussing, no one knows. So leave that. So his tactics towards the big power centers was very, very good. But what I am telling is, in the first 4 years, 2014 to 19, the biggest foreign policy failures, see, in foreign policy, it is not that you have to make it success, but you have to ensure that it will not be a failure. Failure means it is a complete failure. That is the understanding. So our Modi government's first 5 years, I will tell you 3 big failures were there. One, Sri Lanka. Rajapaksa-India relation was good because the Sri Lankan president is telling India is trying to kill me. The president itself is telling like that. Then understand how both the countries' relationship will be there. 2, Maldives. See, Maldives, by the time now government is changed. The new government is now interacting with India. The old government, Yasin government, he was openly cooperating with China, and the Chinese naval vessels, that means the warships, were standing in Malay's port. So now we can understand Maldives have completely fallen into the trap of China. And the third biggest failure we are going to discuss in the next topic, Nepal. Okay. And the other failure is China. In energy, while we are trying to enter, China openly blocked India. And our Prime Minister, before that voting, one day before that, he went there directly to China. So it was an informal visit. See, tomorrow, energy, there is going to be a voting, whether India is going to enter into energy or not. Things, India almost convinced all the other countries except China. One day before that, our Prime Minister went there. Next day, China is openly blocking. See, what is this? This is a complete disaster. This is not, failure means we can again get up. This is a complete disaster. Why means? Because in diplomacy, 2 leaders means whatever problem is there, it should be solved. If it is not solved, then 2 leaders should not be meet. The peak leaders should not meet. If India, that means India's the speculations, presumptions, assumptions, everything we say, no, everything failed. So they thought that if Modi goes and asks, means Xi Jinping will say yes. So because the leader itself is coming and asking, the number 1 leader of a country is coming and asking something, means then there should not be no answer called no, N-O. No answer is a wrong answer. Okay, only yes should be there. If the answer is not yes, means then what we should have done? We should not send our leader. So that means why I am telling this, because what is the other, see now Modi might have asked Xi Jinping, what Xi Jinping might have said. He said no in front of Modi's face. They won't do it. They will accept the, okay, we will consider like that, they will say, and then tomorrow what they did? They voted against India. Then what is the use of our Prime Minister going and asking the Chinese president? So what I am telling is, if that is the case, means our Prime Minister should not have gone there. What is the other option we have? The Brahmastra we say, no, to defeat our enemy, the Brahmastra is, in diplomacy, sending our Prime Minister. So at least he should have sent the defense minister, or at least the president. President means it is a shame, president will not go. Vice president, or the foreign minister, foreign secretary, to try to convince them. If things are not going well, means then Prime Minister should not go there. So now what is the option available? No option. We have exhausted all our options. So even if it is a failure, we should reserve the, even Brahmastra is not working, means then don't send the Brahmastra. This is the idea. This is diplomacy. India failed. These are the 4 foreign policy failure. But with superpower is a mega hit. But it was very unfortunate that 2 days before, our close ally Shinzo Abe, so because of his medical reasons, he said that he is going to resign. So this is very unfortunate for India. So Shinzo Abe is there, means he is a pro-Indian guy. Okay, he is a friend of India. Friend of India means we did not do anything for him, but that guy was automatically from the that means automatically he was having lot of attraction towards India. But anyway, the next guy is going to be the loyalist of Shinzo Abe only. So things will continue. Okay, so we will develop that particular relation. But anyway, the most friendly guy, because of his health reason, he is going out. So we are losing a friend. Okay, so this is unfortunate. But anyway, so again what happened is, during the last phase, the China, the last period of Sri Sena, what happened is, Sri Lanka using Chinese money have invested heavily in Sri Lanka's infrastructure. But now they were not able to pay back the money. So Sri Lanka gave the Hambantota port, which is a Sri Lankan port developed by China to China itself for 99 years at least. So from to last year, for next 99 years, Hambantota port belongs to China. That means China can fully access that. It is a Sri Lankan port, but China have full access to Hambantota port. That port belongs to China. So that means what we don't want, that is what happened. We don't want China to have a foothold in Indian Ocean. To have a foothold in Indian Ocean, Sri Lanka is the key. Hambantota port is in the head of the Indian Ocean. Hambantota port for next 19 years belongs to China. So now only Sri Sena is now realizing having relation with China is dangerous. And during his last phase, again Sri Sena opened relationship with India. So when Modi became the Prime Minister for the second term, his first visit was to Maldives and Sri Lanka. His first visit was to Maldives and Sri Lanka. First term, his first visit was to Nepal. All these three countries are number one enemies today. Even we can trust China, but we can't trust Maldives. So today Maldives is a government is a good government for India. I am telling. Sri Lankan government, we can't trust them. Okay. See, you can easily evaluate your enemy. What enemy will do, they will always do against us. That we can be caution. Okay, so we can be alert. Okay, but there will be certain people who will be acting like they are your friend. They are the most dangerous people. That is this Rajapaksa. Now that Rajapaksa, the junior Rajapaksa, he became the president, and the senior Rajapaksa now he have become the prime minister. See, I will if you want to further discuss the Sri Lankan politics means you will get confused. See, I will tell you one example why this is a confused politics. Sri Sena and Rajapaksa, they were fighting in election against each other, and the senior Rajapaksa was badly defeated by Sri Sena. Okay, so Sri Sena and Rajapaksa are political enemies. But later what happened is in the parliamentary election, now new election was the past election I am telling. Sri Sena give a party seat to Rajapaksa in his own party. So morning, Sri Sena is giving a seat, MP nomination seat, okay, to compete in the election in his own party. And evening, Sri Sena is telling that at morning only I gave in my party I have given one ticket to Rajapaksa. But I am praying to God that Rajapaksa should get defeated. Okay, see what is going on between them, no one can understand. Okay, so that's why just leave it. Either Sri Sena, whatever Rajapaksa, all the people are anti-Tamil people there in Sri Lanka, they are anti-India, that's all. Because they are pro-China. Now the brothers, the senior Rajapaksa is the prime minister, junior Rajapaksa is the today's president. And note that in Sri Lanka, they have an all-powerful president. Sri Lanka is having a presidential form of government. Okay, the president is not an MP. He is having all the power. So since he is not an MP, he will not go to Sri Lankan parliament. So nobody can question the Sri Lankan president. This is what happened. Okay, so Rajapaksa, now both the brothers, they are in power. This is completely not good for India, not good for the Tamil people. And note that when this junior Rajapaksa became the president, next day itself he is issuing a statement that I became the president not out of the vote of the Tamil people. Like that a president is telling. That means he is not including them. See, even in India, when Modi became the prime minister for the second term, the entire Tamil Nadu did not vote for Modi. But Modi never said that Tamil Nadu did not vote for me. That means he's what is the idea? Prime Minister Modi is the Prime Minister of entire India. Even though West Bengal, Andhra, Tamil Nadu, Kerala did not vote for Modi, he is our Prime Minister, whether we like it or not. He is that is his propaganda. But if Modi is telling the Tamil Nadu population did not vote for me after becoming a Prime Minister, he is telling that means, then he is telling I will not do you any favor, or I may go against you. That is the understanding. But in India, since we have a successful democracy, our Prime Minister did not say this. But see, Rajapaksa, after becoming the president with a full majority, is telling that the Tamil people, I became the president not out of the vote of Tamil people. After, see, a lion after a victory will not roar. So like that we have a proverb. That means before going to a fight, lion will roar. After it won the war, lion will not roar. I am not telling these people are lion, but they are having lion as an emblem, number one. They think that they are lion, okay? And they think that they can do everything against India. So maybe if they are collaborating too much with China means, then this time definitely we have to cooperate with US and put pressure on these two people, and then we have to practice Panchsheel principle in principle, but we should do everything against Panchsheel principle by intervening here and do something if they are openly doing anything against India. That is the condition. Otherwise, we should not enter. Okay. So Rajapaksa also know this very well. So this time they are very smart. Okay. So they know this very well, that we should not do anything openly against India. Then it will become a license for India to intervene in Sri Lanka by cooperating with US. US also will be ready for this, because they don't want Sri Lanka to be pro-Chinese country. That is the understanding. Okay. So this is what happening. So now they are talking about something about the new constitution that you might have read about 19th Amendment Act, something like that. Okay. So what happened is, during Sri Sena period itself, they appointed this committee. So now leave it. Okay. This is just for information. So they appointed a committee called Public Representation Committee. So before writing a new constitution, they are getting feedback from the different groups in Sri Lanka. So all the groups in Sri Lanka, the Buddhist monks, they were the worst people in Sri Lanka. Okay, so they are ultra nationalistic people. They want all the other people to get eliminated in terms of religion and language. Okay, the Buddhist monks, the Sinhalese nationalistic party, the Sinhalese, that means what is it? Conservative party, liberal party, and the Tamil parties, everybody went and represented before the PRC. Based upon the feedback of the people, they are now writing a new constitution. Now they are writing a new constitution. Already they have converted the parliament into Constitutional Assembly. Now they are writing. Okay. So one thing is clear. When when the two Rajapakse came, they said that they are scrapping the 19th Amendment Act. What is 19th Amendment Act? 19th Amendment Act says that that means Sri Sena said that I will be the last all-powerful president. After that, the presidential power, that means Sri Lanka will move towards parliamentary form of government. That means the Sri Lankan president will not be an all-powerful president. Parliamentary form means nobody is superior in India. In India, nobody is superior. Even Prime Minister is not superior. Prime Minister is doing something wrong means he have to face the parliament. Parliament members will not allow. But in a presidential form of government, whether Trump or this Rajapaksa, I am telling, they will not go to parliament. They will not answer them. No one can ask a question to the president. But our Prime Minister, since he is a member of Lok Sabha, he have to go and attend the houses. In houses, the other MPs will not keep quiet if the government is doing anything wrong. So here we have a responsible government. Our executives, that is the government people or the ministers, they are responsible to the legislature. But in Sri Lanka, president is supreme. So they are going to bring down the powers of the president. Now president wants means they can do anything. So the reducing the presidential power is that means Amendment 19. Now Rajapaksa said no to that means they scrapped the Article 19. That means we will be powerful only. The president is powerful now. Okay. So now even though they are going to have a new constitution, what is going to happen to these issues? That is a big problem. Number one, language issue. Whether Sinhalese in the new constitution, it will be a Sinhalese country, Sri Lanka will be a Sinhalese country, or Tamil also will become a official language. This is question number one. Number two, the devolution of power. According to that Indo-Sri Lankan Accord, they promised to devolve the power. No, whether they will devolve the power or not, we don't know. That is two. Or we can say like this, whether Sri Lanka is going to be a unitary country or a federal country. So Sinhalese people want what kind of country? Unitary or federal? Sinhalese people. Unitary. Because in unitary country, power will be centralized. So they don't want to share the power. They don't want to include Tamil people in the administration. They don't want to share the power. Tamil people want a federal country. So now the question of Tamilism is no more, but now Tamil people want federation. Federation means Tamil state. Like that, the separate state is there means at a state government they will rule themselves. Okay. So this they are not, whether what is going to be there, that we don't know. Whether Sri Lanka will be a secular country or a Buddhist country like before, that is another question. What will happen to the minority rights? And then you have to note that in United Nations Human Rights Commission, again they want, I am telling 2 years before, they passed a resolution to form a war crime tribunal, and the tribunal judges will be from Commonwealth group of countries. Commonwealth group of countries. Commonwealth group of countries means in the sense England, India is a Commonwealth country. Pakistan is a Commonwealth country. Commonwealth group of countries means where British ruled during the colonial period. So those countries together they formed a Commonwealth, as England has said. Don't think that this affects our sovereignty. Voluntarily we have went and joined Commonwealth to have touch up, that means to extend our relationship with the Western powers, particularly England. Okay, so the Commonwealth group of judges was going to be there. So when a resolution was passed, see this thing, how Sri Lankan people are thinking. Sri Lankan government itself voted against Sri Lanka. See the tactics. A resolution is passed against Sri Lanka. So according to the resolution, a war crime international tribunal will be, Commonwealth based judges will come and investigate all the war crimes, and people will be punished at the end. But what happened is, this time the Sri Lankan government itself voted against Sri Lanka. Okay, this is a tactics given by India only. I think this kind of ideas and all, only Indians will do it. Okay, so because and by voting against Sri Lanka, they ensured that instead of an international panel of judges, all the panel of judges will be Sri Lankan judges, because they themselves voted, no. So again, that means a strong resolution was passed, but now it has become a weak resolution. Now, for the last 2 years, some investigations were going on upon the excess of some Sri Lankan armed officers and some political elites who did some excesses during the last phase of war, the human rights violation. So Sri Sana government only done that. When now both the Rajapakses are there, no, president and prime minister, now they have closed that investigation. They said that no more investigation. They said that here afterwards investigations will not be there. But in my point of view, what I think is, this is the best ever thing this Rajapakses have done. Why I am telling this? Because suppose this war crime investigation find some people guilty, what they will do with those people? Whether they will punish them or they will not punish them. If they punish them, means the Sinhalese hatred towards the Tamilian population will continue. If they found guilty and they are releasing them without punishment, means the Tamil population will feel that injustice has been happened. Whatever may be the thing, the war crime investigation, that result, the final verdict is not going to help the Sinhalese people and Tamilian population. Yeah, one of the party will not be happy. Okay, so now if they wanted to move forward, means now no more separate Tamilam. So the Tamil people, now they have to adjust themselves and they have to go along with the majority population. India is not helping them. So in that circumstances, we have to forget the old things and then we have to move forward. Otherwise, again another armed revolt, regrouping of LTT, and again the civil war have to start. That is the only solution. So if you punish them, means the majority population will not be happy. If you are not punishing them, means the minority will not be happy. So either way, so that's why this is my opinion. I am not. This is not. This may be right, may not be right. That I don't know. But I think that this is okay. So let us move forward. Either way, the hatred is going to again. They are reigniting the old issue. Okay. Let us forget it. So now the Tamilian population, particularly the women, Sri Lankan women. I saw one documentary. Majority of the men, that young age men, working age men, are not there in Sri Lanka. Either they were killed or missing. Missing means they might have killed. They got killed or they have fled to some other country. Only in Tamil territory, only women are there, and many children were orphaned. So now the breadwinners of the family is a woman. She have to take care of her child and also some other child, the orphaned children. And one particular lady was telling that daily she have to go for at least 25 kilometers to do a job and then come back to her family. And every 15 feet one soldier is standing. How can they live? That means without fear in the house, when already lot of violations were there on these women. So army is standing outside, means how can you peacefully sleep inside the house? Anytime they may enter. They will not do it today, but this is the understanding. Okay, already they have that fear. No, it is not easy to forget the old past and move forward. Okay, so these are all the practical problems the women are facing. Okay, so okay, so this new constitution is not going to help anyone, I think. Okay, so we have to wait and see anyway how they are going to handle the minority people. That we have to wait and see. Okay, and then one more issue is there, the maritime dispute, fishing dispute issue. See, we have a maritime dispute, boundary dispute with Sri Lanka. It is not a dispute. Some issues are there because frequently the fishermen from Tamil Nadu, they are getting shot or arrested, illegally arrested by Sri Lankan Navy. Okay, and note that while addressing that particular issue in the national media, you can find that Tamilian fishermen shot by Sri Lanka. Like that, news will be coming. This is completely wrong. It should be Indian fishermen shot by Sri Lankan Navy. Then only it is an international issue. Tamilian fishermen means they are treating this as a local issue. Okay, so Indian fishermen shot by Sri Lankan issue means it is a national issue. See, ultimate idea of any country. What is the purpose of Indian state? Why we have a country called India? Why we have an Indian state? Indian state's ultimate number one duty is to protect the life of the people and give facility to the people. For that only the country India is there. Okay, so that's why that's why frequently they shot our people. Okay, our fishermen, poor fishermen. And immediately Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly will pass a resolution, and by the time Jayalalitha was there, Jayalalitha will write a letter to Modi. And it is, I am not telling that the central government did not took any action. Central government took action. They immediately will raise the issue with Sri Lanka. But what Sri Lanka will do is, Sri Lanka will say that, Sri Lanka will give some lame excuses. We are not in a position to put pressure on Sri Lanka. If we are pressurizing Sri Lanka means, then again Sri Lanka will go and join China. India was afraid. So this is one thing. On the other side, you see, this is the disputed boundary. Okay, disputed means the international boundary. Here only that the fishermen were shot. The total distance between India and Sri Lanka is only 12 nautical miles. The territorial water itself is overlapping. That you have to know. Territorial water itself was overlapping. Okay, so up to 200 nautical mile is the exclusive economic zone. 12 nautical mile is the territorial water. Territorial water means the law of the land applicable there. Okay, so but what happens is, in 1974, we had some kind of bilateral agreement, maritime agreement between India and Sri Lanka. During this time, we gave this Kachativa island to Sri Lanka as a gift to Sri Lanka. But Indian fishermen can go and access that Kachativa island. We can go and dry the fishing nets there. We can participate in the community festival there. A church is there. Annual festival will be there. But we can't go and have any permanent, not even we can put a hut over there, that particular island. Against Tamil Nadu government's, Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly's resolution, Indira Gandhi government gave the Kachativa island to Sri Lanka. Okay, and later what really happened, you see, Sri Lanka was in civil war. Okay, So from 1970, the civil war started. First Tamil War, second, like that, a series of war was there. The Sri Lankan fishermen, you have to note that they are less in numbers. They did not come for fishing in Park Bay. But from Indian side, you see a densely populated fisherman community is there on Indian side, the Tamil Nadu side. So because of the densely populated population, we caught all the fish in our side of Park Bay. Okay, and or literally we can take like this, we caught all the fish and ate it, like that we can do it. But the Sri Lankan side of Park Bay was not exploited. That means now what happens is, since these fishermen did not come for fishing during the civil war, our fishermen crossing the international border, they are entering into Sri Lankan waters and fishing. So this is what happening. So now we are going and fishing in another country's territory. So before whether this is correct or not, for that I will tell you. See, for example, this is village number 1, this is village 2, this is village 3, like that means inside the sea also they have a territory, the fisherman community. The fisherman community, one village is there near the coast, means they can go and fish in only one, near the boundary. I mean the coastal waters I am telling. Other fishermen, that means the V3 cannot come and fish in here, V1 cannot fish here, like that. Or we can say the Andhra fisherman community cannot come and fish in Tamil Nadu territory, coast, and Tamil Nadu fishermen cannot go to Andhra, like that. The fishermen are territorial even in the sea, the villages. If that is the case, means how the Indian fishermen can be allowed into Sri Lankan waters and they can get the so that's why Sri Lankan, whenever India raised this issue with Sri Lanka, Sri Lankan government is telling that don't allow your fishermen to enter our territory, So like that they are telling. 1 minute. So this is the problem today. So whenever we rise, our central government rises this issue with Sri Lanka, Sri Lankan government is asking, restrict your fishermen within your territory. Don't allow your fishermen to come to our territory. Why? Means because now the civil war is over. Now all the fishermen are coming for fishing. So soon after the civil war was over, all the Indian fishermen were frequently shot. When India said that whatever may be the case, arrest them, if they are illegally crossing, means arrest them and hand over to me, like that India said. For that, the Sri Lankan government is having an excuse that, see, because all the LTT cadres, they went and settled in some other country, no, the second, third level leaders. If at all they are going to regroup, means they will come only through sea. So they are telling that we thought that these people are LTT people trying to enter our country again. So that's why for precautionary measures we are shooting them. Like that they are giving a message. So Indian government cannot able to answer this. India was not able to answer this. So the ultimate idea is we have to restrict our fishermen this side. But because of the dense population and after the tsunami and all, lot of motorized boats were there. Earlier to that and all, this Katumara boats only. In English also it is Katumaram only. That Katumaram boat only we used to fish there. But now motorized, the fiber class boats are there. So lot of motor engines are running in the cements. All the fishes, they are not staying here. Or we have depleted the marine resources from our side because of our dense population, and also not only that, we over exploited that fishing. That is the problem. So now, see, now what happens, I will tell you. If one fisherman from one village is entering into the sea because for money taking risk, he is entering there, and they will be caught by Sri Lankan Navy, and they will put them in jail, and they won't inform Indian authorities. Some people will be shot. So ultimately, what people will think, the relatives will think in the village. So the guy who went into the sea is no more, because 1 year, 2 year they won't no information. So they will assume that guy died in the sea. Suddenly, when there is any bilateral relation between India and Sri Lanka, suddenly they will release 100 fishermen. Suddenly that guy will come to the family. When he come back to his family, the entire family might have changed. Okay, family relations. Maybe his wife might have been married to another guy. See, I have one friend from this fisherman community. He said like this. This kind of confusions are there. So whatever may be the case, they cannot shoot our fishermen. And another big problem with the Indian fisherman community is liquors. Okay, most of them, this Portuguese people only introduced Christianity. Okay, so no, it's good, okay. But along with that, they only introduced all the liquors to these people. Majority of them are drunkards only. Like that my friend who belonged to that community, he was telling about his case of his community. But anyway, so what we have to do is, whatever may be the case, even our fisherman enters their territory illegally, they cannot shoot our fisherman. So this we have to ensure. Even we are doing against, this is against legality. Okay, the legal side is on their side. We should not allow the fishermen to enter into Sri Lankan waters. Okay, they have to be punished but not shot. Suppose just to think, the Cuba is shooting an US fisherman, means what US will do? For this, immediately US will take this as an opportunity and occupy the entire Cuba. So Cuba is also a small island below US, no? So that means the ultimate idea of any country is to protect the life of the citizen. So casually they are shooting our fishermen. This should be stopped. So now we have to find out what are all the other options, suggestions to solve this problem. Okay. So we'll take a 2 minutes break and then we'll continue. So these are all some of the suggestions. We'll discuss them. I will give you a break by 12 o'clock. Okay. So now the suggestions. So number one, at any cost, we have to ensure that our Indian fishermen are safe. If we have our fishermen are doing any illegal activity or entering into foreign country illegally, crossing the international border, let them arrest them. Okay, and give them a fair trial, punish them according to their law or our law, or we can have some kind of agreement. But they have no right to shoot. If they shoot, means we should not allow it. See, we are a bigger country. So this is a, what do you say? This is a black, that means India is aspiring for a superpower. We are a growing country. Okay, so in these circumstances, the small Sri Lanka is shooting our citizen, means, and India is not able to stop that, means, then this is the position of India that we have to understand. Okay, this is number one. And number two, we can have a develop fish farming in our side. Okay, fish farming means, see, in Vietnam, Thailand, and the Southeast Asian countries, they will grow fishes in cages in sea. They will have a big cage, and inside the cage they will grow fish. It will be fed. Instead of growing it in land, they will grow it in land. Means in land area they have to have a pond, and then they will grow it. That is one thing. Inside this sea also we can grow fish. So this is one idea, the fish farming, that's all. And then this is one good suggestion. Okay, licensed fishing. See, in India we have a big population, big territory. Park Bay is also big, but no fish resources is there. No fish is available in our side of Park Bay. But in Sri Lanka, the fisherman community's number is less. They have a big territory where more fishes are available, because undisturbed waters, that's the reason. So what we can do is, we can lease some of the fishing blocks, fishing territory from Sri Lanka, pay money to Sri Lanka, and allow our fishermen by providing license to our fishermen to go and fish there in particular territory. And if at all a big profit is there, means we can share it with Sri Lanka. So like that we can have an arrangement. So this is not a new one. Earlier to that, some 30-40 years before and all, you have to note that we used to allow Sri Lankan fishermen to fish near Kanyakumari territory. That means in the seaside. So in Indian waters, they were allowed to come and fish. So like that we can do it. This is not completely a new idea. Okay, pay the Sri Lanka money, lease some territory, maritime territory, and then allow our fishermen, give license to them, and then fish. So this is another one. And then fourth, we can provide multi-day craft. See, what is this multi-day craft? See, nowadays, the technology has improved. Okay, we are and not only that, the facilities to the fishermen also little improved a little, but we don't have the multi-day craft where our fisherman can take the boat deep into the sea and fish for weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, like that. See, Western countries and all, particularly Norway, they are having it. Leave Norway. Our close ally Japan is having it. See, they used to say this. For Japan, the entire Pacific Ocean, they call it as Japanese pond. That means in all the Pacific Ocean is 1/3 of the Earth's surface territory. But everywhere you can find Japanese ships, boats, big boats, ships. See, they will enter the water, they will catch the fish, they will process it. A floating industry will be there. When they come to the harbor, they will deliver it in cartons. Like that it will be there. So, if we seek the help of Shinzo Abe, means they will be very happy to do that. So, why I am telling this? Because this will be an added advantage for us. Our fishermen will be everywhere in Indian Ocean. If not in Bay of Bengal, everywhere in Indian Ocean, our fish, because Indian Ocean itself is a shallow sea compared to Atlantic or Pacific. So our fish is available everywhere in Indian Ocean. We can go and fish everywhere. So the entire India's ocean, the Indian Ocean will become India's ocean. So what is our problem? Chinese vessels are moving in Indian Ocean. So let's send our fishermen everywhere. Nobody can object this, no, since this is a commercial activity, and we can ensure that. See, in the west coast during 2008, the terrorist attack in Mumbai, the terrorist entered into Mumbai through coastal region only. That means through seas only. So now we have increased the surveillance there in that west coast. Okay, and not only that, one more line of defense or surveillance is the fisherman community. So it is an informal arrangement. Okay, so a lot of fishermen are fishing in Arabian Sea in west coast. There is an informal arrangement between Indian intelligence agency and our fishermen. They are not our workers, but they have a tie-up. If any ship, any boat mysteriously crosses or simply crosses, even if it is a merchant navy, immediately what will happen? Immediately they will send a message to our authorities. So they will get alert. So informally, these people are acting like a spies for India to protect our coastal region. So like that, we can send all our fishermen into the Indian Ocean. They can go and fish. They will have more livelihood. But now they are having only small boats. They can't fish not more than a week. Like that only it is there. In Norway, Japan and all, they will go and fish for months. Okay, they will go the entire ocean, and then they will cover the entire ocean, and then they will fish. Like that we can do it. Okay, so this is multi-day. So for that, Indian government have to provide facilities. Multi-day craft and all, these fishermen communities are very poor. They have to get that means some kind of subsidy or help from the government. Then only they can buy this kind of multi-day craft. Even in WTO, there is a problem going on regarding fishery subsidy. Indian government wanted to give fishery subsidy, but Western countries are against that. Issue is going on today. Okay. So anyway, and another important thing is we have to ban this mechanized trawlers. So what is mechanized trawler? I have a picture. You see. So this is boat 1. This is boat 2. So this is trawlers. Okay. So if you are catch fishing like that, means the entire fish resource will deplete. See, earlier and all, if our fisherman goes, they are catching small fish, means they won't catch it. The net will be like that. Even if they catch me, they will let it into the sea. They will say that after mature, I will catch. Like that they will say. They had, that means the sustainable fishing was there. But this is a commercial fishing. So if all the fish will be caught in this particular net. So fishes and all will be going in swarms, no? In swarms means in big groups. So if it enters, means all the fish will be caught. Matured fishes, medium size, small size, very small size, all this will get caught like this. Okay, if you are fishing like that, means the fish is we caught like this. That's why our side of Park Bay, now the marine resources are completely depleted. That you have to note it. And note that in Sri Lanka, they have banned this mechanized trawlers. In India, such ban is not there. Why? Means because in mechanized trawlers is a commercial activity, number 1. And don't think that it is some fishermen are getting the benefit of this mechanized trawlers, commercial fishing. No, the fishermen are working in the boats, in the trawlers for daily wages. It belongs to some big shots. All the legislators, local legislators, national level legislators, they won't allow to ban this mechanized trade. It is a big politics. Okay. And then we should have proper fisheries resource management. And then we have to educate and bring awareness to our people. Okay. So for money, don't take risk and enter into foreign countries' territory and get shot or arrested. It will create problem. Okay, like that. Or we can, this is a suggestion, we can have a Park Bay Authority, India, Sri Lanka, under SARC we can do something. Okay, but the problem is the Sri Lankan government is not cooperating with India properly. Rajapaksa, Sri Sena, initially he cooperated. With the help of India, he became the president, and later he went against India because of the pressure from China. And again, during his last period, he again was pro-India. Not pro-India, he began to open relationship with India. Okay. So now again the two Rajapaksas are there. See, while discussing the Tamil issue, you have to look at their face. Their face itself tell what they are going to do. Okay. So like that, things are there. Okay. So these are all some suggestions what we can do to improve the safety and security of our Indian fishermen. Don't write Tamil fishermen. Okay, Tamil fishermen means it is a local issue. We have to make this issue an international issue. So news media have to do that. News media is telling that Tamilian fishermen are shot. At the same time, A.R. Rahman is getting Oscar award, means Indian got Oscar award, like that. Ashwin put 5 wickets, means what they are doing? They are telling that Indian spinner 5 wickets, like that. See, something is giving fame to the countrymen, they are using the word Indian. Otherwise, they are making it a regional issue. Like that, they are doing it. So this involves life. Okay. So like that only they simply handle this issue. So we can't be able to pressurize Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka now know how to play between China and India and how to get benefit from both the countries. Sri Lanka, Nepal, all these countries, including Bangladesh, Maldives, everybody know how to get more benefit. Like India did during Cold War by starting non-alignment, by having friendly relationship with both US and USSR, how we wanted to get benefit from both the parties and how we did politics, like that these countries are doing it. Okay, the China trump card, if they want to get benefit from India means Sri Lanka, no, Sri Lanka's trump card, that means that if they put Chinese card means then India will say, no, I will do it, I will help you. And to China, they will use Indian trump card. Okay, so they are using India, China, what do you say, the enmity for their own benefits. So this is how small neighbors have to survive. Okay, it is their tactics. We can't blame them. Okay, so anyway, so these are all some of the suggestions. And these are all some of the cooperation. So for India, for Sri Lanka, India is the largest trade partner because of the proximity that you have to note it. And then we have signed a civil nuclear cooperation agreement with Sri Lanka. That means we are going to sell our nuclear reactors to Sri Lanka. Already we are begging it from some countries. So once we master that, we will also have the capacity to produce nuclear reactors, civil nuclear reactors. So we are going to share it with Sri Lanka. And then, see, with the two unfriendly countries, untrustworthy countries, we are having a trilateral maritime security cooperation. Okay, what we are doing it, I don't know. So we have an understanding. We have a MOU. India, Sri Lanka, Maldives, trilateral maritime security agreement. Trilateral maritime security agreement. So subject to energy rules and IAEA rules, we will be helping Sri Lanka in civil nuclear technology for producing electricity, not for bombs. Okay. So India have a clean record of non-proliferation of nuclear technology. Okay, although India have how to test nuclear weapons, India never share any of this data with anyone. That's why being a non-party, we are a party to NPT and CTBT. We are a non-party. We did not sign it, but we are acting like a party. Parties are subject to that particular NPT rules. We are doing it, except that we have tested the weapon. We have tested the weapon, and after that we said that we will not sign it, but we are according to NPT rules only. Okay. And these are all some of the constructive work India did in Sri Lanka, the positive contribution to Sri Lanka. This is the last one. Okay. So we have constructed a power plant. All the Indian money is being spent only in the northern territory. That you have to note it. Actually, when Sri Lanka, morning they gave the Hambantota port to India. Morning means in the sense, First, they gave the port to India to develop their Hambantota. India said that India is not going to develop. Immediately, they gave it to China. They know that India will not develop it because that Hambantota was now he is in Rajapaksa's constituency. Okay, and if at all India is spending, means India will be like to spend only in the northern side of the continent. That means majority benefit, Indian benefits will go to the Tamil people because of the political pressure here. So when Hambantota port was given to China, now all the Sri Lankan people, what they thought was, they thought that let us a lot of economic activity will be there in our territory and the country will develop. But what happened is China sent the money and also sent the laborers also, Chinese laborers. Hambantota port was developed by Chinese laborers. Big economic, see this is a backward territory, one big industry is going to come here, means what I will think, so if industry comes means I will have some kind of shops, they will recruit us for watchmen, if at all technical or senior level I can't do it, means because of the technical knowledge, they can at least recruit the local population for the labor works. But what they have done, while they sent their investment, they also sent their laborers, because Chinese laborers are the world biggest laborers and they are hard workers. They will work like anything. Okay, they will work very hardly. Even US entire western part of US was built by Chinese laborer only. The big railway lines were constructed by Chinese laborers only. That you have to note it. Okay. So this is all about India and Sri Lanka. So next topic we will see. I think we will be having one more class. So we have Nepal and Pakistan. So I can discuss only Pakistan. So what we will do is I will have one more class. In that class, Nepal is a small topic, half an hour only maximum. After that, we can have a doubt clearing session. Okay. So if you have any doubts, if you want something to discuss, means we can discuss. Okay. So we'll have it in some other day. Okay. So today is not the last class in that sense. Or otherwise, I have to take until 2 o'clock. Okay. So we'll restrict to, that means we'll take one more class. Doubt clarification plus Nepal, small topic. Okay. So today what we'll do is we will complete Pakistan. It's a very important and interesting topic. Okay. See, actually, we all know that India and Pakistan were together. We were together during British regime. When British left India, India and Pakistan were divided into two countries. So actually, there is one conspiracy theory is there. It is a conspiracy theory, means whether true or not, you don't ask me for any proof. Okay, it is a theory, but it is that means it is fitting well. See, after the Second World War only, Cold War started. So during the end of the Second World War, terms did not go well among the allies, that is US and USSR, because so the enemy Germany is going to get defeated. If Germany is going to get defeated, then who will be number one? That question came, Russia or US. This resulted in Cold War. So what happened is, the British people were with US. They are capitalistic guys. This Russia is a, see what they will do is, Germany is there, from the western side of Germany, US and England have to attack. Eastern side of Germany, Russia will attack. If both attack at the same time, means Germany will collapse. So this is the plan. So one side Winston Churchill, other side Stalin. So what they will do is, they will plan, that means among them, they are allies now against Germany. They will say that tomorrow morning 9 o'clock simultaneously we are going to attack Germany. So this is the plan. When two of them attack from both the sides, means I am Germany, means how I will fight on both sides. I will collapse. So this was the understanding. But what Winston Churchill will do it, he will not attack by 9 o'clock. He will think that let Germany and Russia fight with each other. Let both of them go down. See, if Germany, it is a fight between Germany and Russia, means the Russia also will face some kind of, lose something. Okay, even they win, They will lose something because Germany is a strong country. Germany will be collapsed, Russia also will become weakened. Then after that we can dominate. Like that, Winston Churchill will say that although the plan along with Russia is to attack 9 o'clock simultaneously, British will attack only by 12 o'clock, 12 noon. But Russian Stalin, what he will do is, he will not attack by 9 o'clock and he will not also attack by 12 noon. He will attack by 3 p.m. Okay, so like that, during the war itself, they don't have an understanding. That's what I'm telling. Because after the war, who is going to dominate? That problem started. So, but you have already, we know that Russia is a very strong country. Strong country means, in Russia, Russia is the number one country. So you can't go and beat Russia in Russia. So Napoleon Bonaparte tried that and he failed. And then Hitler, who conquered the entire Europe except England, he waged war with Russia and he collapsed. So this is what happened. So Russia has area both in Asia and also in Europe. That also we know. So in Russia, you can't defeat Russia. So this is another theory, proved theory, because of Napoleon Bonaparte and Hitler. One more theory is there. If Russia reaches, see how we discuss now, if China reaches Indian Ocean, China is number one. Like that, if Russia reaches Indian Ocean, Russia is number one. Russia is number one. So Russia means that day's USSR, not today's Russia, that day's USSR. The entire Central Asia was with Moscow's control only. So what are all the countries are in between Russia and Arabian Sea? Afghanistan and then India, combined India. Okay, so you have to see the map. Okay, so this side Afghanistan will be there. Above, this is Russia, this is Afghanistan. Like that it will be there. This is India, Pakistan. This is Pakistan, India. And note that British, by the time they also came to an understanding that at the end of the war we have to give freedom to all our colonies, because England have no other choice. But the things were such that if India was given independence, who is going to lead India? Nehru. Nehru is the next biggest leader. Nehru is a socialist. Russia is a socialist. Communism, socialism, both are same. Okay. So only in how to achieve that only they have a difference. But ultimately, Russia is a socialist country. India is going to have a socialistic leader. So Russia socialistic country, India socialistic country. Only Afghanistan is there. Afghanistan is a very weak country. So what Russia will do? Russia can easily cross Afghanistan and enter, means completely everything will be socialism. They can access Indian Ocean. After that, you can't do anything against Russia. Russia will be the number one country. US and all will not. See, what is the biggest power of US means? US can access anywhere. It is in the new world. North America. North America means it can go eastward, westwards. No one. Russia is restricted by other countries. Because western side Europe is there, eastern side also US is there, so restricted. But if it connects Indian Ocean means Russia is number one. So easily they can come here. That's why, so this map is not correct. You go and see the atlas, then you can understand. So what British people purposely did is, they allowed Hindu-Muslim problem, they created the problem, they created a wedge among the people and ensured that India and Pakistan will be created. Okay, so Russia is there, Afghanistan is there, this is combined India. This is combined India. So what now they have done is, they have created a state called Pakistan and then India. So now India and Russia cannot meet together, because Pakistan will never allow India to access Afghanistan. From Afghanistan easily you can connect Russia. So you can understand. So the Russia-India or that connection have to be, what is it? It has to. They should not establish this particular connection. If Russia reaches India means Russia reaches Indian Ocean. So now what is US politics? China should not have a foothold in Indian Ocean. Similarly, Russia should not have a foothold in Indian Ocean. If they have a foothold means you can't contain Russia. Now itself you can't contain Russia. Now Russia will be aggressive outside Russia also. Like that situation comes. And they also ensured that India and Pakistan will never go together even in the future. It is not a small problem. This problem should not be settled. Like that they did something and ensured that India cannot connect Russia, Russia cannot connect India. So that the entire region, Russia cannot access the southern part of the hemisphere, that means the Indian Ocean. So you can understand, if you see the map means, so just what we are discussing now, just think this particular idea and see the map, you will have an understanding. They ensured that they can't connect India. If India, Russia are having a connection, means then Russia is superpower. So it is not about India and Pakistan. British thinking of Russia only, they create. Otherwise, if the entire country is India, means only country between India and Russia is what? Afghanistan. Afghanistan, it's an Indian friendly country and Russian friendly Afghanistan is there. So easily they can cross it. Even Afghanistan doesn't want, Russia will cross Afghanistan. It is not a problem. So this is a theory. Don't write this. This is an understanding. Okay. So Winston Churchill particularly and purposely, deliberately planned this, and so that means the communal riots, the war, 1947 war, India-Pakistan border, and Kashmir problem. Everything is a, see, already I said, if there is a problem, boundary problem between two countries, means the knot was put by British only. Terrorist means US. Community problem, border problem means it is always British people. It is always British people. Okay. So just leave it. So just for information idea, but don't write these things and all in examination, because it is a theory. How far it is true, no one knows. But logically everything is going. Okay. So leave it. So the problem is we India and Pakistan since independence 1947, not even for a single time we cooperated with each other. Always we have a problem, and this Kashmir problem is always a big problem for both the countries. This is an unsettled issue, and in future also this problem is not going to get settled. This I will tell you. Okay. We'll take a small break and then we'll continue. Okay. 5 minutes. Okay. Okay. So we all know that the Kashmir is a big problem between India and Pakistan. Okay. So many times we have negotiated with Pakistan, and Pakistan also tried with India to settle the Kashmir issue through military mechanism and also through diplomatic mechanism. So we had a war with Pakistan in 1947-48. Then we had a war in 1965. Then we had in 1971, and we also had Kargil war. And frequently attacks were there on both the sides. That we know. But now also the problem between both the countries were not settled. Why? Means because if you want, number one, today also I am telling the problem is not going to settle today, tomorrow also, because both the countries are nuclear capable countries. Okay. So even though Pakistan is in conventional war, we can defeat Pakistan, but Pakistan, since it is having nuclear weapons, we can't dictate terms with Pakistan in military. So military is never going to be a solution between India and Pakistan. So this is number one. Using diplomatic means also I am telling, it will be difficult. Why means because whenever both the countries are coming together to discuss this Kashmir issue, both the countries are not in a position to come to any kind of agreement, because both the countries want the entire Kashmir. So this, they call it as Indian administered Kashmir. This is what India is telling. But according to Pakistan, this is IOK, Indian occupied Kashmir. According to India, it is POK. According to Pakistan, it is IOK. But we call this as Indian administered Kashmir, and this is as POK. We want POK and Indian administered Kashmir on our side. Pakistan wants the entire Kashmir. Both cannot settle terms like, okay. And we, both the countries are not going in open mind. See, we are having a problem. We wanted to sort the problem. Means both the parties should have an open heart to before discussing that particular issue. So before discussing the issue means I want everything. I don't want to lose anything. Like that I am coming. The other party is also coming like that. Means what will happen? No result will be there. Military solution is also not possible. Diplomatic solution is also not possible. That's what I am telling. And I am telling, even I am telling, if for example, see, I saw one debate program, not a debate program, a question and answer program, which was convened by some US universities. Regarding Kashmir issue, they are bringing 2-3 leaders to for a question and answer session. First, on Hindutva side, they brought this Subramania Swamy. We all know Subramania Swamy, how he will answer and what kind of answer he will give. That also we can, now itself we can say. Okay, without seeing the program, we can easily see that. And number two, they brought Umar Abdullah, the Farooq Abdullah's son, Umar Abdullah, the former CM of Jammu Kashmir, as a part of Indian side of Kashmir. And they also brought a Pakistani office, that means diplomat or some political leader. And the fourth person was a third party. Third party means who doesn't belong to India, Pakistan, but they want peace, like that. Open party was there. So when Subramania Swamy came there, from that university, who are all the Pakistani students, they all came forward and they were asking tough questions. Subramania Swamy, he answered all the questions. See, number one thing is, first you should be able to answer. What kind of answer? That is second. If you are asking a question, means I should be able to answer. If you are asking a question, I am not able to answer, means then there is some weakness in my side. That is the understanding. Even what kind of answer Subramania Swamy will say, he said that belongs to India, that's all. Like that, he defends whatever question they are asking, he is defending everything. Okay, so they leave that. That is not an issue. When Omar Abdullah came to the stage, again Pakistani students came forward. Particularly, I want to discuss 3 things what Omar Abdullah said based on the questions put forward by the Pakistani students. One Pakistani student, he asked, because what happened is, we have to go to the history. See, he said that to solve the Kashmir issue, it was India who went to United Nations. It was India who went to United Nations. United Nations came and sent the peacekeeping mission, that means the tribunal or mission, and United Nations intervened between India and Pakistan and finally said that let us have a referendum and decide. Later India said that I will not accept the referendum. So this is the history. Okay, this is how all the internet everything says. So that Pakistani student was asking Omar Abdullah. First we have to note that what is Omar Abdullah's stand regarding Kashmir. First we have to understand that. He every time addressed himself as he is an Indian Kashmiri. But he is a Kashmiri. I am a Kashmiri. I am a special guy in India, but I am an Indian. That means he is telling POK, the entire Kashmir belongs to India. That is, so he is the leader in Kashmir, no? So the entire Kashmir, it is his country. That means his region. But he belongs to India. He accepts India's sovereignty, but he says that within India, we are special. That means he is against 370, the scrapping of 370. Can you understand? Last year, the government scrapped the 370, no? So he is telling Kashmir belongs to India. But in India, how Tamil Nadu central government, Kerala central government, Andhra central government is there, is different from Jammu Kashmir central government. Because Jammu Kashmir is special. I am a Kashmiri and I am an Indian. Indian Kashmiri. Every time he identified himself as Indian Kashmiri. Okay. So let's have clear about this. And then now, when that particular guy said, you means is pointing out to Omar Abdullah, Because Omar Abdullah every time is telling, I am an Indian Kashmiri, entire Kashmir belongs to India. Like that he is telling. He's asking Omar Abdullah, you means India and the Jammu Kashmir CM. You only went and filed a case in United Nations. Who put the case in United Nations? Our Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru. That means Indian. We everybody are responsible. When United Nations came here and it is telling a solution, who is not accepting that solution? India. Then the problem is like that guy is telling. So you only went and filed a case. So you only called them and for a mediation. United Nations is giving us, trying to give a solution. But what you are doing, you are not accepting that. Then in that particular circumstances, which side there is a problem? So that means you are only creating problem. Like that he said. See, this is a serious question. This is the problem with, so this guy is the Maharaja Hari Singh. I will come to that. See, actually what happened is, so this guy immediately said, Omar Abdullah said, sir, you have not properly read the history. Know the facts properly and then you ask the question, I will answer. Like that his tone was there. So he said that if you don't know means, let me explain what is the history. So now he is telling. See, actually, India, as per Mountbatten Plan, India-Pakistan was divided. Okay, that we know. In British province territories, where there is a Muslim-dominated population is there, that part became a part of Pakistan. So this side East Pakistan, that in Bengal region, West Pakistan. West Pakistan, that, this is West Pakistan, that side East Pakistan. That became East Pakistan. Now Bangladesh, so leave it. But it is up to the princely states to decide whether they wanted to join with Pakistan or with India or they want to remain neutral. So this is as per Mountbatten Plan. Because India is a mighty country, Pakistan is a big country, these princely states doesn't want to take a separate idea. Because if they join Indian Republic, they are losing their crown. Here afterwards, no more king. He will be an Indian citizen only. So that's why initially in the Constitution Assembly also, all the princely states did not join the Constitution Assembly. Later only they will join. Okay, leave it. So there were approximately 555, more than 500 princely states were there. Out of the 555 princely states, except 3 countries, everybody joined either India or Pakistan. So that is problem is over. Majority of them, except 73, I think majority of them joined India. Leave it. 3 princely states created problem. One is Hyderabad. The Hyderabad was ruled by a Nizam. His name is Nizam. Hyderabad Nizam, don't think that he is a king. He is a vassal of the Mughal emperor, governor of Mughal emperor. So Mughal emperor is a big territory. To govern the southern part of the Mughal emperor, he appointed a governor and he named him as Hyderabad Nizam. But later what happened is the head became weak, the Hyderabad Nizam became stronger. So he literally became independent. But Nizam means he is a governor of Mughal. Who is his boss? Mughal. But Mughals came down. Hyderabad Nizam became strong. So like that. And Hyderabad Nizam also what he did is to look after his southern territory, he appointed Arcad Nawab. So Arcad Nawab is the assistant to Nizam. Nizam is the assistant to Mughal emperor. So this you have to get, this is history, leave it. So now this Hyderabad Nizam, in Hyderabad majority population is Hindu population. The people wanted to join India, but the Hyderabad Nizam wanted to join Pakistan. See, already in India-Pakistan partition, 2 Pakistans are there on either side of India. This is a big irritation for India. Now, Hyderabad is literally in the center part of India. Now, Hyderabad also wanted to join Pakistan. How this is possible? See, at least East Pakistan, West Pakistan, independently without the permission of India, they can connect with the world. If Hyderabad became another part of Pakistan, how they will connect with the world? Because Hyderabad is an enclave within India, surrounded by Indian territory. So Patel was a strong man. He said that how you are going to connect with the with your mainland or with the coast. Okay, we have to give permission. That we are not going to give. That means your only choice is to join with India. Like that he said. But Hyderabad Nizam said that by the time he was one of the richest person in the world. He said that give me a corridor. Corridor means from Hyderabad to Pakistan. See in village and all, our field will be next field. The first the guy who is having his land in the near the road, he will not give us path. This is the biggest politics in village that everybody know. But from Hyderabad, he was asking a corridor to connect the entire world. Means Indian Nizam, that means Nizam's proposal was not accepted. and the people of Hyderabad protested against the Nizam. Nizam sent his securities, personal bodyguards, the Razagas, and they did atrocities inside Hyderabad. So Indian government, that means the Home Minister, what he did, he took military action. Police, they call it as police action. So no big fight was there. Indian army entered Hyderabad. Hyderabad surrendered. Now Hyderabad Nizam said that I will join with India. Why India was very putting more pressure on Hyderabad Nizam is, he is emptying his granary. The granary means what? Treasury. Not granary means grains. Treasury means money. And giving it to Pakistan. And using that particular money, Pakistan is buying arms and ammunitions. And the India-Pakistan war was going on. So that's why Indian government finally took police action against Hyderabad and annexed. That means Hyderabad was included with India. So leave it. Another one is Junagadh. Junagadh, it is in the India-Pakistan border. That king wanted to join with Pakistan, but people wanted to join with India. The Diwan was with India. So a referendum was conducted and they joined India. The third country was Kashmir. So in Kashmir, the case is different. The king was Hindu king, but majority population was Muslims. Okay, so it is not the problem of Muslim Hindus. In India, it is for everybody. Pakistan, it is only for Muslims. Like that only it is there. So they can be with India. No problem was there. But the king did not join with Pakistan nor with India. He remained silent. But in Pakistan, this K belongs to Kashmir. So every word belongs to one particular region. That K, Pakistan K, P-A-K, K. That K belongs to Kashmir. That means Pakistan assumes that since this is a majority Muslim populated region, it should join Pakistan. But according to Mountbatten Plan, it is British territory only should join. But this is princely state. The entire, the authority is with the particular king. In Junagadh, that guy fled to Pakistan. So the kingdom was with no king. So during this time only, India conducted a plebiscite, that means a referendum, and then it was included with India. So immediately Pakistan entered Kashmir. Pakistan's soldiers, dressing as tribal people, they entered into Kashmir. They were about to invade the Kashmir king. The Kashmir king is helpless. Now it was not with India by the time. He sought the help from India. He asked Patel and Nehru to send the Indian army to defend Kashmir. But Patel and Nehru said that cannot be possible unless Kashmir joins with India. If Kashmir signs treaty of accession with India, then Indian army, then it becomes Indian territory. Then Indian army will defend our territory. Like that they said. Immediately Maharaja Hari Singh, this guy, he signed a deal with India. So Kashmir was officially included into India. So the Indian army went there. Indian army went there and drove away all the Pakistani forces out of Kashmir. But before that could happen entirely, that means this is Pakistani soldiers are standing here somewhere. So our forces are repelling these people out of Kashmir. Before this could 100% happen, our Prime Minister Nehru, since we have legal document, that is the king have signed a deal with India according to Mountbatten, he went and filed a case in United Nations. In United Nations said that, asked both the parties to restrain to status quo. Status quo means where you are, you please be there. That is the understanding. Okay, so this is Indian soldiers. So Indian soldiers, our army asked our Prime Minister to just give them another 24 hours. If our Prime Minister might have filed a case in another, after giving 24 hours, means our army will ensure that all the Pakistan army will be driven away completely out of Kashmir, and Kashmir-Pakistan border will be India-Pakistan border. But Nehru, since he is a lawyer, he believes in law, he believes in idealism. What he did is, in a hurry, he went and filed a case because the document is on our side. Maharaja Hari Singh legally signed a deal. He is the king of Kashmir. He has the authority to sign a deal with any country. So he signed a deal with India. That's why Kashmir belongs to India. So United Nations will say that only. Like that, because he's an idealist guy and India is one of the founding member of United Nations. We thought like that. So United Nations, that mission came here, the people came here and asked both the parties to maintain the status quo. So by the time India-Pakistan border, this is the border. So west to this particular border, Pakistan was holding it. This side, Indian army was holding. That's why half of the Kashmir is with Pakistan. That's why today also Nehru is being blamed. Nehru, they are telling a Kashmir problem is because of Nehru, like that opposition party blame. No, this is the reason behind that. Okay, just 24 hours. Nehru was too idealistic. He thought that United Nations will back India, but he did not expect what Pakistan will do. What Pakistan did, I will tell you. What Pakistan did is, Pakistan is giving a different version. Kashmir was a Muslim dominated country. The Kashmir wanted to join with Pakistan. Indian army entered Kashmir, threatened that particular king and signed a treaty of accession. Pakistan came to the rescue of Kashmir king. This is their version. See, if you are going for a panchayat means, if you are allowing the opponent party to give his version means finished. So I am telling he only stole, that means that guy will say that no, he only stole that. Like that you should not allow the opponent party to give his version. Okay, even though what we say is true, he is giving a false a lineup. So Pakistan army did not invade Kashmir. Pakistan army entered Kashmir to save Kashmir from Indian soldiers. Like that they are telling. So United Nations was not in a position to do anything. The mediator cannot do. So both sides, both legal countries, they are telling that their own version. Which side they will believe? So that means even India is showing that Maharaja Hari Singh's the treaty of accession. Pakistan is telling that under pressure, under gunpoint, the Kashmir king did that. So that means United Nations cannot openly act in favor of India or Pakistan also. And not only that, Pakistan had the complete backup of US also. That also you have to note. So entire Western country, because their ultimate aim is, like the theory, to create this country called Pakistan. That too, if this POK becomes Indian part, means this is Afghanistan. Directly we can enter into Afghanistan. Through that, Russia. See, if you connect all these things means, then you will understand. At any cost, POK should not go to India. This is what Western country want. See, by the time and all, India and US were not enemies. But US and England, they had this plan. If you connect this means everything is going, that means in a logical way. Okay. So POK should not go to India. And POK should be the most problematic area. If India invades Pakistan, means Western country will support Pakistan in this. Now also all the European countries and US, now US is okay. Particularly European countries, they are supporting Pakistan regarding Kashmir issue, directly or indirectly. Today, US from Pakistan side, it is joining India. So that is different story. So this is what happened. So okay, anyway. So now the dispute is there. We only went and filed a case in United Nations. United Nations came to India and gave the referendum plan. Okay. So Pakistan invaded the disputed territory. Finally, war ended in January 1949. So United Nations ceasefire was announced. United Nations said that nobody should fight with each other. Where Pakistan army is there, you be there. Where Indian army is there, you be there. That's why the area where Indian army were containing, that area now became Indian administered Kashmir. The area which is under Pakistan's control on 1949, that during that period became POK. That's why today also we were not able to sort out this issue. And United Nations announced this referendum. Now coming back to the question, it was never took place. This referendum never took place. This referendum never took place. Why? Means because India said no referendum. So now Omar Abdullah have to answer. Now what answer he said, I will tell you. He said that you did not properly read the history, like that he said. Okay, before that, 1954, the Jammu Kashmir accession to India was ratified. In 1957, Jammu Kashmir had its own constitution under 370. Under Indian constitution, one provision called 370 with special provisions. Now this has been scrapped. So this is the end of the story. So now why India it is telling that no more referendum. India's today's stand is no more referendum in Kashmir. Two things. Number one, the demography of entire Kashmir now has changed. Now Pakistani elements and the foreign elements, jihadis, they have entered that particular territory. So and not only that, the Pandits, the Kashmir Pandits were driven out of the Kashmir Valley. And note that Jawaharlal Nehru itself is a Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru only. He is a Kashmiri Pandit. Okay. So now Pandits were not, they are not in that Kashmir Valley. So this is two. And most importantly, this Omar Abdullah only explained this. He said that India only went and filed a case in United Nations. Yes, that is correct. And United Nations came and tried to give a solution through referendum. Referendum means people have to decide which side they wanted to join. Based on that, we will divide. This is United Nations plan. But he said that you can write this. United Nations announced a 3-point formula, 3-point solution. 3-point solution. It is in the referendum plan is a 3-point solution, which has to be followed in lexical order. What is lexical order? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 like that. 1, 2, 3 like that. Okay. Point number 1. What is number 1? First number 1 have to be done. Then number 2 have to be done. Then number 3 have to be done. That is the order. This is United Nations referendum plan. It is not United Nations announced referendum. India said no. So India said no. Why? Means because point number 1, you write this. Pakistan have to completely withdraw its army from Kashmir region. Pakistan have to underline the word completely. What is called completely? They have to completely vacate that particular territory. Completely vacate. They have to completely withdraw its army from Kashmir. This is the first step in UN referendum plan. Step number 1 in UN referendum plan. And point number 2, India have to drastically reduce its armed presence in Kashmir, leaving certain police forces to maintain the law and order for conducting election. Okay, police forces means minimum number of forces. India, that means Pakistan have to completely withdraw. Completely means 100%. That is the understanding. Drastically means what we can say 90% India can withdraw like that. So leaving certain Indian police force to maintain law and order, because election has to be conducted. No, so police means what they are meaning police, military or police, that is different. Okay, we have to, majority of our forces have to withdraw from that Kashmir. And then third point, under United Nations supervision, referendum have to be conducted. This is the 3-point formula, the referendum plan, 3-point UN referendum plan. But what happened? Pakistan did not even reduce its army. They have to completely withdraw their army, but they did not even reduce their army. So India did not drastically reduce our army. So India said that then there is no chance for referendum. So this was his reply. You can understand what he is telling. Okay. So according to the 3-point formula, first Pakistan have to it has to adhere to that particular point number 1. It has to withdraw. They did not withdraw. If Pakistan army is not withdrawing from Kashmir Valley, means now how Indian army will be reduced? Indian army was not reduced. So referendum, there is no chance for referendum. That is the reason. So don't blame India. It is Pakistan who did not do this. It is not India, like that he said. Because India did not do that. But who have to do this first? According to UN plan, Pakistan have to withdraw the army. Pakistan did not withdraw the army. So India did not reduce our army. Then under two militaries presence, how can you conduct a referendum? So there is no question for referendum. So this is what happened. But Western media manipulate this. They say that the United Nations said is going for a referendum, and India rejected the referendum. Like that, they blame India because they don't want to solve the problem. That's what I'm telling. They are not in favor of Pakistan. Their idea is not favoring Pakistan. Their idea is to safeguard the Western world, the capitalism from communism, the Russia. Can you understand? So maybe in future a problem may be solved. That's why what happened? The former USSR now disintegrated into 15 countries. Now between Russia and India, more countries are there. India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Central Asian countries, then only Russia comes. So now there is no issue. Okay, so now only US is coming and supporting India side. See, if we connect all these things, means then you will understand. Okay, you can understand. This is what happened. So this is one question. Another question, beautiful question. I will tell you. One girl was asking a question to Amar Abdullah. See, why I am with it. See, I am from Tamil Nadu. I am from a small village. Why I have to be within my particular district? Why I belong to a district? Why I am identifying with the district? Why I am identifying with Tamil Nadu? Why I am identifying with India? If I am going somewhere, means they are asking who are you? Means I will say I am an Indian, belong to Tamil Nadu, from this particular village. Like that I will tell. Why I am associated with a group, a political group, entity? Why means because the layman understanding I am telling. I feel very safe and happy within India. If my village is been separated from India, means we can't survive. Our village is not safe. Our village will not get facilities. So I feel that, like that, every Indian in India, they feel that with India we are safe and happy and prosperous. India will help based on that. Means ultimate idea is everybody have to be happy. That's why we are living within a nation. Okay, so this is a general understanding. So now taking this as a understanding, now we will go to that girl's question. That girl is identifying, sir, I am a Pakistani Kashmiri. Note this. See, this guy is telling I am an Indian Kashmiri, like that. Again and again he is stressing that particular point. I am an Indian and I am a Kashmiri, like that he is telling. That girl is asking, I am a Pakistani. So that means those two people are direct parties. We are all third parties. So that girl belongs to the POK side of territory. Omar Abdullah belongs to the Indian occupied Kashmir, according to US, those people. So that girl is telling, sir, I am a Pakistani Kashmiri and I am living very happily, prosperously in my territory. Why you want me to come and join your territory? Like that, who is asking? A Pakistani guy is asking me, means we can reply. This time, a Kashmir girl itself is asking. A student is asking. See, this is a very tough question. But this Omar Abdullah really is a very intelligent guy. So when that girl was asking, I myself got shocked. If this Imran Khan is telling, means I myself will answer. But if the Pakistani, she is a Kashmiri, and she is telling that I am with Pakistan, I am happy. Then why you want me? Why you want my territory as an Indian territory? Like that she was asking. So how you will answer this? See, like that. See his presence of mind. There is no need to answer directly for this. That is number one. But he turned that girl's question against her itself. What he said is, he said that, madam, I am very, very happy that you are living very happily, prosperously in your part of Kashmir, which is in the other. He never said in your part. In the other side of Kashmir, you are living very prosperously, happily. I am very, very happy. But the problem is, I am not living happily and peacefully in my part of in my side of Kashmir. And I wanted to point out that you are living happily because I am not creating problem in your territory. I am not living happily because you people are creating problem in my territory. So can I understand? That means now from this statement, that means what the inference is, India is not doing anything in POK, anything wrong. But using POK, Pakistan using the militants, jihadist people, and they are creating problem. And he began to list down how many people he lost from his own family, friends, and from his state. He began to list out this. Everything he had in all the data he had. So that girl was speechless. That's all. Like that you have to answer. See, that girl is telling, I am happy in my side. Why you wanted my Kashmir to be with India? This guy said that the problem is from your side. You are living happily, means then the point is India is not doing any mischief from your side. That's why you are able to live happily. But I am the CM. That means he is a CM. I am not able. By the time he was not a CM, but anyway, he is a leader, Jammu Kashmir leader. I am not living safely, and I have lost lot of my family members, friends, relatives, and my own people. Like that, he began to list it down. So that means like that. See, you should not see. Suppose you are going for asking a question, means you should be very clear. Otherwise, what will happen? Particularly in court arguments and all, the question itself will go against you. Your question itself will go against you. Like that he said. So after that he explained something, but this point only I wanted to stress. And finally, someone was asking, what is the logical solution for this issue? POK Kashmir, Indian Kashmir. Okay. So this is the problem. What is the logical solution? And I am telling, not even for a single second, India controlled any of this territory. Okay, earlier it was under Kashmir, and immediately when Indian forces went there, already Pakistan forces were controlling the territory. And this territory, but in this territory, Pakistani people are there. The insurgents are there. Okay, that means the cross-border terrorism is there. That you have to know. So finally, this is not my opinion, but don't write this in the paper also. So he said that line of control. should be the international boundary. Like that, Omar Abdullah, because he is a direct party number 1. He belongs here. Omar Abdullah. He said that the line of control, LOC will be should be the international boundary. Let us settle it. Like that he said. This was his idea. But to continue that particular discussion, I am telling, this is my opinion. I am telling, if there is going to be some settlement like this, means let this LOC become the permanent boundary between. That means let POK be with Pakistan, Indian administered Kashmir be with India. Like that that means we are settling this issue mutually without any problem through diplomatic channels. We are settling it. Means I am telling, in India we may or may not accept that. I am not telling we will accept it. We may accept it. At the same time, opposition also may be there. India may or may not accept this kind of solution. But Pakistan will never accept this solution. Pakistan, no choice is there for Pakistan. Suppose Imran Khan says, okay, let us settle, means next minute he will not be there. He will be assassinated. In Pakistan, army will immediately take over Pakistan. In Pakistan, you have to note that army is very powerful than the democratic institution. Imran Khan is a democratic leader. He is not a dictator. He is elected by the people. He is answerable to the people's house, the parliament. Okay. So parliament consists of the people only. That is understanding, because we don't have direct democracy. We have indirect democracy, representative democracy. So my MP is there in the parliament. So that means when he is speaking, the point is I am speaking. All the members in the constituency are speaking. This is the understanding. So in Pakistan, you have to note that the Pakistan's parliament, that means democracy, is the offshoot of the society. So society is there for the convenience of the society. We have a legislative assembly. There we have legislators. They are speaking for us and they are putting laws for our convenience. But in Pakistan, the democratic institutions are not powerful. They are under the state institution. What is state institution? Judiciary, prisons, army, police. These things are called state institutions. In Pakistan, state institutions are powerful. Democratic institutions are not powerful. But in India, democratic institution, parliament is powerful. The people are powerful. State institutions have to work according to the direction given by the parliament. We will pass law. According to the law only army have to work. According to the law only police have to work. According to the law only prison, jail, collector, SP, whoever it is, they have to work. All the officials have to work. Even the government have to work according to the will and fancies of the people only. That means the people's house, the parliament only, Lok Sabha only. In Lok Sabha, we people are there. So in India itself, the constitution is supreme. And we the people only give that particular constitution. The ultimate power is with the people. That means with the society. They used to call this. In Pakistan, a Pakistani a Marxist, that means neo-Marxist only said this. In Pakistan, they have a overdeveloped state. See, actually one theory is there. First thing is, earlier I am telling the Stone Age, I am telling in the primitive world, okay, in primitive history, everybody are individuals only. You are not even a family. I am individual, everybody are on their own. We had everything, plenty in nature, okay, food, etc. We lived in caves, we lived very happily. And after that, the needs of the people increased. Then a man need a women need a man, and then they need a family. They have children, they have old age. Like that family was there. To protect the family, they formed a village. To protect the village, they formed the state. They formed a society. And so to protect the society, state was formed. First individual, then family, then a village, then a society, then for the convenience of the society, all the state institutions were formed. So this is the evolution of men, the civilized men. But that means you take any Western country, first the society will be formed. And for the convenience of the society, they will form state, parliament, police, military, collector, all got PWD department. Like that, all the departments have to serve the society. To serve the society only, all these things were formed. First people were together, and for the convenience of the people, all the state was created and state institutions were there. But in India, before the formation of the Indian society and Pakistan society, already India-Pakistan state institutions were already there. This is because of the British people. See, British conquered India. 30 to 40 million population, crore population were there, the combined India, Pakistan, Bangladesh. But this British people, you have to note that they are, okay, distraction. Okay. The combined India, Pakistan, Bangladesh population is 40 crore population, means how a small group of people from England came and controlled the big 40 crore population. So when they came, before that and all, we were under the control of the kings only. But now what happened is, when British came here, they established all the state institutions, British military, British police, the collector, the IAS collector, Indian administrative, Indian civil service, British setup only, police. If British police means they employed Indians only, but they are British police. When British Indian police comes, means all our local population will be afraid of that particular police, because they have power. They created something called law or act. Through that act, they governed India. So they made the state institutions very powerful. Judiciary, collector, police, jail. These institutions were very, very powerful during British regime. If any under British India, if any Indian is doing something, means he will be thrown into the jail. The British courts, you have to note that they are not about justice or law. They are about to protect the British interest in India. Everybody knows this. So what happened is, after that they gave independence to India and Pakistan. So after that only Indian society was created. When Indian society was created, already Indian state is there. The British police now became Indian police. The British police became Pakistani police. British army became Indian army and Pakistan army. Already the state institutions were there. So society was created later. We are Indian society under Nehru's leadership. It was created. Before that itself, state was there. So now what happened is, luckily in India, we had a very big panel of leaders. This credit not only goes to Nehru. I have a lot of other opinions about Nehru. But in this, Nehru is truly a gentleman and a great personality. No doubt in that. So under his leadership, what he did is, immediately he took over control of the state. And in India, the democratic institutions and the society controlled the Indian state. Today, since 1947, approximately 70 years have gone, approximately. Not even a single time the army ever thought about taking over Indian government. But in Pakistan, I am telling, only for a few times, some democracy-like setup was there. Every time it was under the control of army, directly army general ruled the country, or the Prime Minister will rule the country only on the acceptance of the army leader. Imran Khan, he is not completely independent. Every time he needs the support of the army commander. If he is doing something against the army commander, means he will be overthrown, he will be jailed, and army will take over. In Pakistan, what happened is, same setup. When British left Pakistan, the British found the Pakistani army, police, the state setup was already there. Then Pakistani society came. Jinnah immediately died. Jinnah is also not a great leader, okay. He is famous for partition, that's all. But otherwise, whether he is a statesman like Nehru means, Jinnah cannot stand before Nehru, that I will tell you. But what happened is, till now, no other leader was there in Pakistan to lead Pakistan and take over the Pakistan state and control the particular state. So that's why in Pakistan, the state institutions are very powerful, the society is under the state institution. But in India, initially it was like that. Within a fraction, within a days, immediately, a Constitutional Assembly was founded, and then we wrote a constitution. Within 3 years, the constitution became supreme, and army, police, collector, whatever, everything comes under our society and societies that rules book called constitution. That's why in Pakistan they have a overdeveloped. The state has become overdeveloped. This is not only for Pakistan. In all the farmer colonies, it is like that only. I will tell you, in Africa, military dictators were only ruling the country. Military ruler is ruling the country. Why? Means because British people only did that. Okay, so now what happens is, so in one African country, I will tell you, that there is some kind of famine or some relief is required for the people, relief material. So United Nations was sending that material. And you know that somebody went and robbed that. Later it was found that it was the government who robbed that from the people. Why? Means because if people get all these things, means, see, if I am hungry, means I will think about only my stomach, okay, how I will get a lunch. If my that means if I'm getting a dinner and lunch meals, then I will think about my freedom. That's why if these people were given all this relief material, then they will talk about political freedom and they will question my authority. Like that, the government itself went and told the things. In all the third world countries, the state setups were very, very, very powerful. But in India also similar case only. But India is a little exception. Okay, to some extent I am telling, India is a successful democracy. In India, democratic institutions are powerful. And note that what is the greatest beauty of democracy is, only in a democracy, the power transfer will be there peacefully. In any other type of democracy, whether it is a king, whether it is a dictator, whether it is a monarchy, whatever autocrat, whatever it is, power transition will be blood will be there. Democracy, election, if people verdict is like that, means the person who already was the prime minister, now he lost the election, now he will come and say that I accept the people's verdict. Like that, that is the greatness of democracy. Okay, so in Pakistan they have an overdeveloped state. India initially, minute number one, overdeveloped state. Immediately our society became strong, because not only because of Nehru, a big panel of leaders were there from all the different parties. That's why I am telling, in India any decision is possible. Maybe the political leader who is taking the decision, he may lose a future in politics. That's the maximum thing that can be happened. But in Pakistan, they can't accept Indian administered Kashmir as a part of India. They want everything. Otherwise war. So like that only they will go. Okay. So with this we will stop here. Pakistan also a lot of things are pending. So I will take one more class. Okay. So Pakistan and Nepal we'll discuss one more class. I need one more class. Okay. So now you can ask questions. Raise your hands and answer. உங்களுக்கு எதுவும் question இருக்கா? Answer question. So we have not started Pakistan. So we have just completed what is India's position regarding Kashmir. India's position is no referendum. Okay, and India's position is Kashmir issue will be sought out by bilaterally only between India and Pakistan. So in India-Bangladesh, that war, India-Pakistan war in Bangladesh in 1972, Shimla agreement was signed. In Shimla agreement, during this time we had more than 1 lakh Pakistani prisoners of war. So India ensured that we released that all that soldiers. In return, we made Pakistan to accept and sign an agreement, Shimla Accord, such that Kashmir issue will be sorted only bilaterally. No third party mediation will be allowed. Pakistan also has given us in return and ratified. That means the agreement was signed. So that you have to note it. So that's why when even Trump past months, Trump said that I will mediate, means India said no, not required. Pakistan also cannot demand a third party mediation in settling Kashmir issue. Okay. So questions. The Kashmir issue we have discussed. So after that we have to start with 1965 war, 71 war, Kargil, and then what is the present in present context, what are the issues between India and Pakistan, that we have to discuss. Yes.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. Sir, நான் டவுட் என்னன்னா சார், இப்போ விபி சிங் வந்து எலெக்ஷன்ல வின் பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் ஸ்ரீலங்கால இருந்து ஆர்மி வித்ரா பண்ணிட்டாங்க அப்படின்னு சொன்னீங்கல்ல, அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து திரும்பி இந்தியன் ஆர்மி வந்து அங்க போச்சா சார்?
போல அதான் நம்ம ஏற்கனவே ஃபெயிலியர், மறுபடியும் போயிட்டு போனோம்னா இன்னும் ஃபெயிலியர் தான். தட் மீன்ஸ் யூ காண்ட் கோ அண்ட் இன்வால்வ் இன் அனதர் கண்ட்ரிஸ் ப்ராப்ளம். If you are going and involving, means you have to take everything under our control. That was not possible. See, we went in favor of the LTTE against Sinhalese government. But later what India did, India signed a peace deal with Sinhalese government and turned against LTTE. But later what happened? The Sinhalese government and LTTE, they were together against India. Then India pulled back. Okay, it's a complete disaster.
Sir, ஆனா இப்போ 2011 எலெக்ஷன் அப்போலாம் வந்து இப்போ 2011 தமிழ்நாடு எலெக்ஷன்ல பாத்தீங்கன்னா இதுதான் மேஜரா சொல்லுவாங்க, இந்தியன் ஆர்மியோட இது இருந்தது அப்படின்னு. சோ அதுல என்ன சார் லிங்க் இருக்கு? அப்போ
இந்தியன் ஆர்மி அங்க போயிட்டு what they did a lot of atrocities there. See, whenever a disciplined army is let loose, they will do atrocities. This is the problem. Army and police means they have to be in line. Line means disciplined. If they are disciplined means they have to be under some kind of restriction. If they are disciplined means then we can use them for good purpose. Otherwise, the same army and police will do atrocities. So they have to fall in line. If they are out of line, means everything will be out of line. Okay, they see, that means this is something like they will say, no, in Tamil, veliye paira menjadu, adhe mari. They are there to guard us, and they will be the number one enemy to us if they are let loose. So they have to be in the border. Border means அந்த வேலியில அவங்க இருக்கணும். If they are allowed to enter means they will destroy everything. So this is not about Indian army. All people are like that only, all over the world. US army, UN peacekeeping army did atrocities. Lot of cases are there. So recently United Nations said that only Indian peacekeeping force was very good. Like that, they gave an appreciation. We did an excellent job. No human rights violations were done by UN peacekeeping mission sent by Indian soldiers. All other soldiers, including Pakistan, US, everybody will do atrocities. When things are in chaos, see, for example, one village is looted, means you are entering a particular house, a locker has been opened, some money is there, means what you will do? You will put some money in your pocket. Like that, you will be tempted. Everything is disciplined, means it will be disciplined. Okay, so you can understand. Okay, so Indian Army's adventure in Sri Lanka was a misadventure. So ultimately, who have to take the responsibility? The leadership. So based on that only, they killed the leadership itself.
சார் அப்போ நம்ம என்ன புரிஞ்சுக்கலாம்னா சார் விபி சிங்கோட கவர்மெண்ட்டுக்கு அப்புறம் இந்தியன் ஆர்மி அங்க ஸ்ரீலங்கால போல
இல்ல, விபி சிங் கவர்மெண்ட் withdrew our army, that's all. After that, no Indian army was there in Sri Lanka. Yes.
அந்த ஃபைனல் வார்லயும் அப்போ இந்தியன் ஆர்மியோட பிரசன்ஸ் இல்ல சார்.
நம்ம ஆள் அங்க போய் இருந்தா தான் வந்து சப்போர்ட் பண்ணணும் கிடையாது. இங்க இருந்துட்டு எல்லாத்தையும் சப்போர்ட் பண்றது யுனைடெட் நேஷன்ல if there is any resolution against Sri Lanka means we are going and blocking. These are all helping the Sri Lankan government. So after that, Indian government, particularly the Congress government, turned against the LTTE by supporting the Sinhalese government because their leader is being killed. No, so obviously they will take that particular stand only. So ultimately, the point is whether LTTE good people or bad people, that is a different issue. But ultimately, Indian government and India was not helpful to the Tamil Eelam civilian population. We are of no help. That's what I'm telling.
சார் இப்போ இன்டர்வியூல இந்த क्वेश्चन கேட்பாங்க. சோ என்ன மாதிரி ஸ்டாண்ட் சார் எடுக்கிறது?
என்ன क्वेश्चन சொல்லுங்க, நான் ஆன்சர் ஷார்ப்பா பண்றேன்.
சார் என்ன क्वेश्चन சார்? இப்போ நீங்களே எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் ஆயிருப்பீங்க. சோ தமிழ்நாட்டுல இருந்து போறதுனால இத ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் பண்ணி கேட்பாங்க.
நானே क्वेश्चन கேக்குறேன். செப்பரேட் தமிழ் இல்ல மாதிரி இஷ்யூ will you support it ன்னு கேக்குறாங்க. நீங்க என்ன சொல்லுவீங்க? Very good question. So definitely this kind of question today, the idea of separate Tamilam is not there today. Okay, officially it was a flop. LTTE was down now. So leave that fact. So suppose they are asking, so again LTTE is regrouping and fighting for separate Tamilam. Means just imagine.
It should be based on the national interest of Sri Lanka ன்னு சொல்லுங்க சார்.
No, since you are a Tamil from Tamil Nadu, we have national, in terms of Indian that brotherhood, we don't have anything with Tamilan people. But in terms of language, we are all same people only. They are all Tamilian origin people only. So if they are asking means what you will say, yes or no? Will you separate Tamilam? What is your answer?
சார் அதான் சார் சொல்லுவேன். இட் ஷுட் பி பேஸ்ட் ஆன் தேர் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் அப்படின்னு சொல்றோம் சார். நம்ம இந்தியாவுக்கும் ஸ்ரீலங்காக்கும் இது இல்ல. சோ அவங்க இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட்ல இருக்கணும்.
இது எப்படி தெரியுமா இருக்கு? பக்கத்து வீட்டுல நெருப்பு எரியும் போது பக்கத்து வீட்டுல தானே எரியுதுன்னு சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கிற மாதிரி இருக்கு. பக்கத்து வீட்டுல எரிஞ்சிச்சுன்னா அடுத்த நெருப்பு எங்க வரப்போகுது? நம்ம வீட்லயும் வரும்ல. கேன் யூ அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட்? இஃப் சம்திங் இஸ் பர்னிங் இன் த நெக்ஸ்ட் ஹவுஸ், யூ ஷுட் நாட் ஜஸ்ட் டெல் தட் த ஃபயர் இஸ் ஒன்லி இன் த நெக்ஸ்ட் ஹவுஸ். Because if next house is getting into trouble means then our house also may get that fire. Okay, so this is a irresponsible answer. The irresponsible answer means evading, and this is not my problem, like that இருக்கு உங்க ஆன்சர். ஓகேங்களா? ஏதாவது ஆன்சர் சொல்லிதான் ஆகணும். எதை சொன்னாலும் மாட்டுவீங்க. இப்ப என்ன பண்ணுவீங்க?
அதனால சார் கேக்குறேன்.
அதனால அடுத்த வீட்டுல அதான் சொன்னேன், நெருப்பு அணைக்க போனா நமக்கு சுடும், அதனால பக்கத்து வீட்டுல தான் நெருப்பு எரியுது, பக்கத்து வீட்டு தானே எரியுது அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவீங்களா? இப்ப ஸ்ரீலங்கா நம்ம நெய்பர் தானே.
ஆமா சார்.
இது மாதிரி இப்ப பிளாக் ஆயிடுச்சுன்னா அவ்வளவுதான், அப்புறம் வச்சு சதைச்சிருவாங்க இன்டர்வியூல வச்சவங்கள. இது மாதிரி பண்ணக்கூடாது. ஏதாவது போல்டா சொல்லுங்க, டிஃபென்ஸ் எடுங்க. ஏதாவது ஆன்சர் சொல்லுங்க. ஆன்சரே சொல்லல நீங்க, எஸ் ஆர் நோவான்னு சொல்லுங்க. அடுத்த வீட்டு பிரச்சனைன்னு சொல்றது ஆன்சர் இல்ல. இதுக்கு நோன்னு சொல்லலாம், தப்பே இல்லை. ஆனா ப்ராப்பர்லி யூ ஹாவ் டு டிஃபெண்ட். சி, இஃப் யூ சே தட் Yes, since those people are our brothers in terms of the, what do you say, the Tamil connection, if you are saying that I support separate Tamil elements, some people who are excited, they will say like this. You will get into, immediately the next question will be, will you support separate Kashmir? Kashmir separatism is there, Northeastern separatist groups are there. Will you support that means? Then what you will say? We will say no. அப்போ உங்களுக்கு ஒரு சட்டம், ஊருக்கு ஒரு சட்டம்னு வந்துருது. So and you will get into trouble. This is one. At the same time, if you are telling no means, you are insensitive. See, again I am telling, why you are within a country? You are within a country because the country supports you everything, in everything. It is giving you livelihood, it is giving you a life, it is giving you all the facilities, it is giving you education, safety, security, ultimately happiness. So India is providing everything to me. So it is my duty to protect and defend India whenever India is under trouble. See, if Abhinandan was caught by Pakistan means I thought that he is my own brother. Everybody thought like that only. Like that only we get a feeling. So this patriotic feeling automatically will come. Okay, not only for India, any country people, any country I am telling. Every person is associated with a particular country and a nationhood. Why means? Because the nation is doing every. See, I am speaking very freely because Indian government allowed me to speak freely. Okay, I am happy because Indian government is allowing me to be happy. So you can understand, like that the position is there. So that means it is my duty to protect India. Then only India will keep me happy and my family happy and my village happy. So this is the understanding. This is the unwritten contract between us and the nation. Okay, so country will protect me, I will protect my country. This is an automatic, what do you say, a relationship. Okay, but tomorrow the same Indian government is telling, kill this guy, kill this family, eliminate his entire group, like that government itself orders means, do you think that I will say India is my country, all Indians are my brothers and sisters? Do you think that I will say like that? Because when India is going against me, so no, unless that means until the country is protecting you, you should be identified with the country. If the country is, see, if I am doing wrong means the government can punish me, the state can punish me. But state is killing my family and my entire clan, my entire group, my village, my community people means, then this I won't be with that particular country. So whenever you are answering a question, you have to be in that, you have to put their you have to enter their shoes. Okay, so as a Tamilam guy, you have to answer. Okay, so for Tamilam, so he will not know whether tomorrow he is going to live or not. If we are going and telling no, you have to be live within Sri Lanka only means, do you think that that is a correct answer? That is also not a correct answer. See, the point is, first, there is no connection between Kashmir and Sri Lanka. In India, minority rights are there, religious rights are there, freedom is ensured. All these are being ensured in a fundamental right. Fundamental right, we have remedies. So some people unwantedly they say the no toleration in India. If somebody says no toleration in Pakistan means he will be eliminated. You go and shout 3 times democracy, democracy, democracy in China. After that, you will not be there in China. Like that, countries are there. In India, you can do anything. You can speak against the government. You can do anything against the government. But certain limits are there. But anybody can say anything. We have every freedom. So in India, even after that, some people wanted to get separated. Man, that is not allowed. Constitution provides everything to you. What is the problem? Like that, we can ask. But in Sri Lanka, you have to note that those people doesn't enjoy minority rights. Being a minority is a crime there. Even that in that particular case, you cannot ask them to be with that particular country. So the answer should be based upon the merit of the issue only. We have to take a stand. Okay, it is not my duty to say that you have to be with the country or you should not be with the Sri Lanka. This is not my answer. See, the very simple. Whenever a question is posed to you, they are asking you to take a stand. Means first to find out whether you are a party to the stand. In Tamil Nadu, central government is doing something against the interest of Tamil Nadu, then I have every right to say yes or no and defend my stand. Because I am a party, I am affected, or my brothers are affected. So in Kashmir, some people are affected, means I have every right to say that because I also belong to this country. In Sri Lanka, I am not a party. I am a party in Sri Lanka just based on the only idea called humanism, that's all. They are also humans, I am also human. So as a human, what I can say, through United Nations, we believe in United Nations. So through United Nations, we have to sort out the problem between the majority and minority. and ensure the right of the minority. And the majority also should not go, that means they should also happy. So for that, what we can do, like that only I can answer. I can't say that LTT is a good person, a bad person, like that and all I can't say, because I am not a party. So today they will kill their family members. Today evening I have to have that patriotism. How it is possible? So first to find out whether you are a party. If you are a party, means you have every right to take any stand and defend that particular stand, provided you are defending that particular stand. You can do anything. But if you are not a party, means then you have to go for the general idea. As India, a peace-loving country, we want our neighbors to be also peaceful. So through United Nations, what are the positive contribution we can do to settle that issue? That only India, so we can go and mediate using United Nations forum. Like that, you have to add it. Diplomatically, you just answer and then you have to escape. If you say yes means you will get into trouble. No, then also problem. No means human rights violation. Yes means then you are a separatist. You are supporting separatist. So that's why I am telling, whether you are a party means as a party of India, you just tell. Okay. So like that only you have to handle the issue. So can you understand? Okay. So in interview,
Yes, thank you.
Whenever tight situation is there, means two type of answer. Any answer is okay. But whether you are a party or not, that is number one. If you are a party means say yes and then defend it. No. If you have other opinion, say no. Hindi can be accepted as a third language. Yes, you defend that. No, you defend that. No issue in that. It will be a discussion. But Chinese Xi Jinping should not come and say that you should read Hindi, you should not read Hindi. He have no basis here. Okay. So that whether you are a party, that is question number one. Based on that only your answer should be there. Answer should be based upon merit of the issue. Very simple. Okay. So now also I did not answer whether we have to support separate Tamilam or not. Okay. It is up to us. You support separate Tamilam and then put forward your argument. Okay. Okay. Any next question?
Thank you.
Any other question?
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Yes.
Sir, my doubt is regarding, you said no, sir, the Simla Accord, in which we sought with Pakistan to settle this issue bilaterally. Sir, in terms of accord or agreement, whether the winning party would dictate terms, sir, because whether could we have written that Kashmir should be ours, could that also be written in the accord, sir? Could there also be taken as a stand, sir?
Yes, we did not discuss that. The point is, what kind of in an accord, what kind of terms will be there? That is your question number one. And why we did not settle about Kashmir? Like, can I take like that your question?
Yes, sir.
Terms, if it is after the war, winning party only will dictate terms. Number one, that is true. Okay. And
Okay,
number in the 1971 war, we won the war, so we only wrote the terms. See how you will allow the losing party to write a term. I won the war means I only will dictate the term. India only dictated the term. But even India dictated the term, India did not want to solve the Kashmir issue. Why means because against world pressure, Europe and US only, we won the war. Actually, US, China, everybody wanted to help Pakistan. But because of USSR's interference only, these countries stayed away. It was a direct war between India and Pakistan, and we won the war. The point is, we were left alone, no third party involved. So direct India-Pakistan war, we won the war. Suppose, because today, see, both the party are having a problem. Today I am stronger. Because I am stronger, I am dictating terms and taking everything which you also claim. Means what you will do, today you have no choice. So, okay, we will accept. But tomorrow what you will do? Tomorrow again you will again regain your strength. And again you will attack and then you will take from me. So this is not a solution. So that's why India did not dictate solution when we are in the upper hand. When you are in the upper hand, you have to be generous. Then only you can't. That means then only future problem will not be there. So what happened in the First World War? Why Second World War came? If you go and find the reason, means you will understand. At the Treaty of Versailles, what happened is the victor countries, they blamed Germany for the First World War. Germany lost everything and they lost the war also. British, they lost lot of men and material, but they won the war. But they did not stop with that. They put war indemnity on Germany. War indemnity means war fine. You are the country who got defeated. Because of you only I fought the war. Now I won the war. Now you pay fine for me. because my lot of buildings, my all material has been damaged. Like that, Germany already was humiliated. Now Germany's future was also in trouble. So now they have to work for themselves or for England. See, I am a German guy, means I lost everything. Now England is putting me a condition that I have to pay this amount of money every year for a certain amount. So now I don't have money to eat for my dinner. Now if at all I have money, means I have to give it to England. Then what kind of agreement is this? So England imposed a lot of conditions on Germany. This infuriated Germans, and German was inside the Germans. Although they lost it, something was burning. We have to take revenge on England, because even when I am defeated, now also I have to. Now my children doesn't have a future. All I work should go to my children. Now all I work, and if I earn money, means I have to give that fine amount to England. So I don't have a future. Now England, the German people were ready to accept a leader like Hitler, because Hitler said that you accept me as a leader, we will take revenge on England. So people accepted. People are forced to do that. Okay, so that's why what I'm telling is, because you won, that doesn't mean that you can dictate terms, but the terms should be acceptable to both of us. You can have an edge, but you should not completely suppress the enemy. If you are doing it, means he will accept, because that time he is very weak, and after that he will regain his strength. He will again that means again he will become strong, and then he will directly attack you and take back what he has lost during the past war. So that's why in Kashmir we can take the Kashmir. See, for releasing one Abhinandan, India was ready to do anything. Just imagine 1 lakh prisoners of war, Pakistani soldiers, 1 lakh Pakistani families, 1 lakh Pakistani families, relatives and friends. How much pressure will be there on Pakistan? But yet Indira, and that too in Indian side, Indira Gandhi was the prime minister. She is a shrewd lady, but she is a statesman. She know, because today we are strong, we should not dictate. That means we should not impose heavy sanctions on our enemy. We have to punish our enemy. So all we want is, regarding Kashmir issue, if you have taken back the entire Kashmir, means Pakistan will give it, but again it will do some mischief, and then it will take back the Kashmir. Daily it will be trying it. Okay, so we don't want, because we are in a strong position, don't dictate terms. You have to go for terms written by us. So what we ensured is, regarding Kashmir, we ensured Pakistan that Pakistan cannot have an edge over India. Pakistan will have an edge over India with a third party only, either China or US. So that we ensure that no third party will be allowed. So even future we are going for a war with Kashmir, or we are having a problem regarding settlement of Kashmir, the problem will be solved between India and Pakistan alone. So Pakistan has given in return. In return only we release the 1 lakh prisoners of war. Again, if we provoke, means again US will come and join Pakistan, because by the time that Nixon was there, he was not in a position to do anything against India because of USSR. Now India have won. Again India provokes, means then again China, US are coming for a war, means again we can't get that victory. It is not easy. Already got a victory, we have to celebrate, no? So we put slight sanctions on Pakistan, that's all. Just to ensure that Kashmir issue will be solved bilaterally. No third party. Third party means no US intervention. That is the understanding. No European Union intervention, no US intervention. Like that we ensured. It is a victory only. If you are putting too much sanction, means then they will not be accepting. Again they will fight back. So in today's war I won. So in near future they should not again create problem. Or that this kind of agreement only is good. That's why we did not demand a full Kashmir from Pakistan. If we have demanded, means Pakistan 100% have to give up the claim of Kashmir and take back the 1 lakh prisoners of war. But since we are in an upper hand, we don't want to put more pressure on Pakistan. But that will not be a permanent solution. That's the reason. Can you understand?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yes? Again?
Hello, Ji.
Yes.
Ji, I have a doubt. If someone is asking me this question, that India is unable to deal with its own neighborhood issues, how can India aspire for world leadership? If someone asks me that, what kind of answer should I give?
Okay, so now I will put this question a different way. Don't take this in a bad manner. Okay. See, you are not capable.
Okay.
I'm asking you a question like this. You are not capable of clearing UPSC. Then why are you coming and preparing for UPSC? What will be your answer? You will say that no, I have capability. So first, don't accept that India is unable to deal with neighbors. India is dealing the neighbors. If you say that I am not able to deal with my neighbors means, then India should not even think about world leadership. See, problems are there. Problems will be continuing. But that doesn't mean that India is unable to solve the problem. Don't accept that. If someone says that you are not capable of clearing, you don't have the eligibility, you don't have the capacity means, what you will say? You will say that no, I will do it. Like that, if somebody asks like that, means say that no, India have every capacity. That should be the answer. Otherwise, if you say that if you accept that no, India doesn't able to solve our problem with our neighbors means, then India is a nothing. Then in whatever problem is coming, India have to surrender. That is your answer. That should be your answer. Okay. So that creates a very bad impression. Even there is a problem regarding Kashmir also. Say that regarding Kashmir, we had a honorable deal. We released the 1 lakh prisoners of war. We did not dictate terms on Kashmir. Just we ensured that let us discuss, both discuss and settle the issue. Third party should not be involved. This is what. So this is a honorable deal. Pakistan also accepted that. If India says that along with Kashmir, you also give the Balochistan also to India, means do you think that is a honorable deal? We are humiliating the enemy. Okay. So we are dealing with all the problems with our neighbors. India is standing strong and tall. Don't accept that. I'm telling, where India cannot solve the problem, you tell me. You ask this question, no? You ask where India did not solve, was unable to solve the problem. Like that, you ask the question.
Okay. But I have doubt. Maybe India's claim over annexation and the problem with China.
That is not inability. It is an issue. Annexation or POK. It is an issue. We are still demanding. India says that I am not able to get back. Like that, India never said. Okay. No leader said like that. India is so far unable to get back the POK. Like, it is a fact only, but nobody will say this statement. India is still claiming that particular area. It is a fact. Issue is going on. Problem, we are trying to solve the problem. Even problems are there, we are still in the process of solving the problem. That like that only you have to say. Don't accept that India is unable to solve the POK problem means you are concluding the statement. That is a very bad. See, we are studying bilateral relation. Bilateral relation is all about diplomacy. Even you got defeated means, what you have to say means, I am not able to get success. Like that you have to say. Even you are 100% defeated. It is a clear fact means. See, in Kargil war, I will tell you, when we are celebrating Kargil war, Victory Day, I am telling, July 26th day. On the same day, Pakistan is also celebrating Kargil Victory Day. What do you say for this? Who won Kargil war? We only won the Kargil war. But Pakistan will never accept. See, don't accept the defeat. That is the point here. Pakistan said that we only won the war. Pakistan, they are celebrating. Every year they are also celebrating Kargil Victory Day. Okay, so that means it's diplomatically you have to answer. Okay, first don't accept it. Somebody says you are not eligible, you don't have capacity to become a civil servant. Means you say that I may not have a capacity, but I am developing. Like that you say. So like that, accept that India may not be able to solve the problem so far, but India is in the process of solving the problem. This is the answer. But if you accept that India is unable to solve our neighboring problems, then how come you claim that what you say? You have a claim for world leadership. Okay. So the first statement itself, we are losing. And yes, I am a loser. Loser means then you have no place in world leadership. Okay, like that they will block you. Okay, so don't accept. Okay, so this is you are questioning the capacity of India. Meant they are questioning the capacity of yourself and myself. That is the understanding. Some setbacks are there. Yes, some setbacks may be there, but India is in the process of solving the problem. Like that you manage. So this is how you diplomatically you have to answer.
Okay, G.
Can you understand what I am telling?
One more doubt then. If someone, I exactly, G. I can understand. I should not accept the thing as they say. I should give my point of view, my version of the story.
When they are questioning the
my another question.
India or yourself, I am telling.
Okay. This another thing of national importance is that some European powers are questioning the human right violation happening in Jammu and Kashmir. So, in a diplomatic way, when such a question is posed, should I go and say that yes, that place is in lockdown for certain security reasons, but there is no human right violation as such? This is how I should say.
Yes. We can't see. That's why in that class I said, what is human rights? Who are humans? European Union itself is completely having a flawed idea. Number one. So humans means violations will be there. We are sorting out the problem. India is not, tolerating human rights. You have to say that India will not tolerate human rights violation. India, in India, you have to note that we are going, so some issues are there. For security reasons, we have to do some kind of excess. Okay. That doesn't mean that we support the Sathankulam incident and all. No, not like that. But we have to say that some issues are there. India is handling it in a proper way only. If at all anything, see what I'm telling is, European Union country, US will come to another country and that military will kill others. That is not a human rights violation. But suppose for security reason we are doing some restrictions, means no 4G connection for Jammu and Kashmir. It is a human rights issue. What is this argument? Like that, you have to put the question back. Issues are, if no issue, India is sensitive to human rights. We will not accept human rights violation. In India, this kind of human rights laws are being implemented. So if at all anything is there, means India is handling that particular issue. But that doesn't mean that India is accepting the human rights violation. Okay. So everybody know very well that in Kashmir some kind of restrictions are there. How we enjoy liberty in Tamil Nadu, it is not same in Kashmir. Even the leaders were in jail. In Mufti is now on that leader is also still is in jail. So that depends upon it is a national security issue. National security issue. Like that, this is the answer. See, if you want, means you send me a message, I will send a video. When this question was posed in United Nations, how our Indian representative answered, very beautifully answered. This his name is Akbaruddin. Very beautifully, very decently, diplomatically, how he answered the slang, the point, what he is telling, everything. When the 370 was scrapped, Pakistan raised the human rights issue in United Nations, how Indian representative answered. I will share it with the people. Okay, or I will share that particular link with Shruti. She'll post it on your groups. You'll see. Very beautifully you will answer. Okay. So violations are there. Police means, see, because one lockup death is there, that doesn't mean that police people are very bad people. Tomorrow you may become an IPS officer. Who knows? No one knows. Okay, anyone can become any officer. Okay. So if they are doing one particular bad thing, that doesn't mean that the entire police department is very worst. The police department, if they are going for one-day strike, means what will happen to India? What will happen to law and order and security? Okay. So violations are there, means India is handling it. That's all. That's the answer. So India is not tolerant to human rights violation. This is our answer.
Violations. Okay, Ji. Thank you so much.
See, always whenever you are writing bilateral relation, to solve the problem with India and Pakistan, put atomic bomb on Pakistan and solve the problem. Like that and all, don't answer. Okay. Whatever statement you are telling, fair, that means either side you have to take this side, bend this side, not working mean this side. Like that, fairly give, you add the word fairly. We have to take a fair decision. Good decision means, what is good decision? We don't know. Fair decision means acceptable to everyone. That's all. Okay. Next.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I have a doubt regarding the Kachativ issue, sir. Why our Indian government gave Kachativ, sir, actually? And you said about the following doubt is you said about our fishermen can able to go to the Kachativ for some time during their fishing hours. But I think nowadays our fishermen can't able to go to Kachativ, and this is the major issue.
How our fishermen are going to Kachativ? They can dry their fishing nets. They can participate in the one church is there, church festival is there. They can participate. But the only condition is our fishermen cannot go and have a permanent settlement. They can't go and create a hut. Hut is a permanent structure, not settlement. Permanent structure. No permanent structure is allowed. Kachativ against Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly's resolution, Tamil Nadu government's wishes, Indira Gandhi government gave that Kachativ island to Sri Lanka to appease Sri Lanka. Very simple. Because Sri Lanka was going pro-Chinese, pro-Pakistan. First we tried, used the Dana, the Sama, Dana, Beda, Dana principle. So give some gift to your enemy and try to appease. When not working means, then you have to go for the Beda principle or Danda principle. So to appease our enemy, China, pro-China means China is our enemy, Pakistan is our enemy. Somebody is trying to have friendship with those two countries means, then there also seems to be enemy. So we are trying to do something to appease that particular country, not to go and openly join that particular. So this is a type of diplomacy. Sama, Dana, Beda, Danda. Sama means negotiation. That did not work. So we gave some gift. Kachativ Island is both the country claimed the territory. Okay, you take it, but don't join China. Don't do anything against my interest. This is Indira Gandhi's statement. Okay.
But actually, it didn't work, no, sir.
See, even after sometimes things will not work. Then you have to go for the Danda principle. So step by step only you have to increase. Immediately wage war against Sri Lanka. That is not a solution. First go and negotiate. If you are doing like this, this is against my interest. Don't do like that. If it is not working, then give Dana. Sama, then Dana. So take something. So take some money. Don't do something against me. Now Sri Lanka, the two brothers are not doing anything against India because they already got loans from China. Now India is helping Sri Lanka in a smaller level. So to get that particular money, they are not openly doing anything against India. Can you understand? Then even after the gifts is not working means, then threaten that particular country. That also not working means wage war. See, step by step only you have to the measures to implement foreign policy. Samadana, Bedadana, same idea.
Okay, sir.
Did not work, sir. That's the understanding. Kachativ, even after giving Kachativ, Sri Lanka is mischievous. That's the point. Then the threat, we have to threat that we have to issue threat to that particular country. If one means we have to wage war. That's why our Indian peacekeeping mission was sent there to put pressure on the Sri Lankan government. But the diplomacy did not work well. That turned against us. That is a failure, foreign policy failure. That's all. That's why the defense minister is resigning.
Sir, we can quote like that, no, sir. In our mains exam, this is a failure of our foreign policy.
Even we are good to Sri Lanka, Sri Lanka is not good to us. You can write it. If the answer demands, question demands, you can write it. No issue.
Okay. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. That's my question, sir. Thank you, sir.
Then.
Sir, am I audible, sir?
Yes, audible, yes.
Sir, with regard to Rajiv Gandhi assassination, some 7 of them were convicted and jailed now, sir. It's a long-term issue, so many are supporting them and government is not releasing them. What stand we should take on this, sir? What is the...
this is a legal issue. Legal means I will tell you. See, in Article 3, we have arrest against conviction that one fundamental right is there. In that there is one particular idea called double jeopardy is there. No double punishment, two punishment for a single crime. See, these people were not, that means they are found guilty that they aided some people who killed Rajiv Gandhi. See, I am not getting into that issue. So these people are awarded death sentence. So they have to be hanged. But why they are keeping them without hanging for 30 years means then this is double life sentence. Okay, double life sentence. See, if somebody is awarding me death sentence means within 10 days they have to hang me. So I for one crime I have been punished one time. That's all. End of the discussion. They are keeping me alive for 30 years. And daily they are telling that tomorrow you will be hanged, next week you will be hanged, after Ramzan you will be hanged, after Pongal you will be hanged. Then why you are making that 30 years I am in waiting for to be hanged, man? This is an excessive punishment. So you should not give arbitrary punishment, excessive punishment, and then double jeopardy. You should not give double punishment. You are punished him 14 years and then again 14 years. 14 years is one life. Okay, so double life sentence already they have spent. Now again you are going and hanging that particular person. Man, how many times you will punish the same person for the same crime? So based on that only central government said that death sentence can be commuted, and they commuted it. Tamil Nadu government said that they can be released. That became political. Central government said that they can't be released, but they can enjoy the life sentence, so jail sentence, because you have done wrong. We will not hang you, but you have to permanently you have to be in the jail. Like that they have commuted. That's all. Okay. So the point is whether to discuss about whether they are guilty or not. That is beyond our discussion. I don't know whether these people are innocent people, whether they are all party to that. See, when Lincoln was assassinated, the people who assassinated him, they were staying in one particular lodge. So finally they were caught. Some people caught them. The people who conspired against them, they were caught. But finally what happened is they also arrested the lodge owner, who was a single lady, widow. She was also hanged along with them. And one movie itself is there. Finally, the one lawyer will defend her. See, she have no role in that. All she did was lent one of her rooms in the lodge for money. So she is a poor lady. So she is living on that only. If somebody comes in and they are doing some conspiracy, means how the lodge owner will be responsible for that? Like that, it was the argument was there. But finally, the new president, I mean, they will say that, see, law, she is an innocent. Everybody knows this. But the law and order situation is such that the great leader is murdered. We have to punish someone. If you are not punishing someone, means your riot is going to be there. Many people are going to die. That's why we are giving some sentence. So even she is innocent, she can't be released. So let her die, so that more lives will be saved. Like that, I am not able to reproduce the exact argument, but this is how they will say that. Like that, what I am telling is whether these people killed Rajiv Gandhi or not, I don't know. They may be assisting. Okay, they may be that means aiding that particular conspiracy, whatever it is. But that is not the matter. Matter is already they are being in jail, not 30 years. 30 years. 1990 means now it is 2020. 30 years. 30 years have gone. This is excessive punishment. So based on that only, political parties are asking. Already they have. So they are in rigorous punishment. Let them come out. If you might have hanged them, means why they did not hang them for the 30 years? That is based on that only they are asking her to release. Okay, so they won't ask this kind of controversy questions in examination or in interview. Okay, they may ask whether you support death sentence or not. That may be a question. Okay, that for that you can give any answer. Okay, so they won't ask any one political issue like this. Okay, political issue, controversial issues and all, they won't ask. Even in stress interview also, I don't think they won't ask this kind of question. This is my idea. It's up to you. Okay, so you say that excessive punishment is there. Excessive punishment should not be given. Or you can even argue, no, if you leave them, means it will become an example to others. The other people will take it lightly and they will do things. For that we have to punish them only. Like that also you can argue. It is up to you. Okay. So you can't see, when I am in an interview, I may answer in a different way. But if you want to answer from me, means I can't answer for this. Okay, it is up to you to answer. Okay. Yes, then.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. See, everybody have their own idea. I will say yes because of some reason. That like that only I can say. But in a class, I can't give my opinion. No, I can't impose my opinion. It is up to you. Okay. So my opinion is let them get released, but they have to be under certain restriction. They should not again go and join and do plot against India. Like that we have to ensure. In that case, they can be released. This is my idea. But you can argue in other way also. It's up to you. Yes.
Sir, good afternoon.
Yes.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes,
Sir,
good
I have a doubt. This Hachati, I would like to relate it to this Berubari, in which Berubari dispute it was said that parliamentary consent was not given to Berubari, so therefore it is nullified. We cannot permit to give it to East Pakistan.
Yes.
Same way, whether this particular Kachativa was granted permission by the parliament or it was just given by just signing of
What the
documents.
question is, Berber Union was a part of India. India doesn't have any right under Feroz Khan Nehru agreement to cede a particular territory to a foreign country. That means to give a territory which belongs to Schedule 1 to a foreign country without passing an amendment under Article 368, which requires special majority. Okay, so that's why later 9th Amendment Act was passed, but that also was not implemented. Okay, so that is a fact. So like that, how come Indira Gandhi, against the wishes of Tamil Nadu government and without using 368, gave Kachativa Island to Sri Lanka? This is your question. So the point is, Kachativa Island doesn't belong to Schedule 1. It was a disputed territory. Both claimed the territory. So now we said that it was a political decision not to claim that particular territory. So you take it. But our fishermen will have some certain rights, restricted rights, like they can go and take rest there, they can have their lunch there, they can dry the nets, they can participate in community festival, but we can't have permanent settlement there. That means permanent structure there. So this is based on executive resolution we gave, because the point then obviously the idea is Kachativa Island was not there in, this is what we can assume, was not there in Schedule 1. If it belongs to Schedule 1 means no one can give a territory, because Modi may be friendly with Israel, he can give one party to Israel. Like that, it is not possible. Okay, it needs amendment under Article 368, which requires special majority. So here no special majority was there means, then the point is it was not there in Schedule 1. Anyway, we will check this. Okay, we will check this again. But against Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly's resolution, this was done. Okay. By the time MGR was there, MGR said, no, don't give. Indira Gandhi gave it.
Okay.
We have the technical things we have to discuss. Whether why it was based on executive resolution only, it was been given. Why? We'll check it. So technically, if I think means, I think it may not have been in Schedule 1.
Okay, sir.
We'll check it and then
one more doubt regarding this Pakistan-India Shimla Accord. It was said that Shimla Agreement. It was said that both should resolve Kashmir issue bilaterally, and nobody should change things. You should take unilateral actions to change the issue of Kashmir. But last year, India took this 370 measure, and it said that it also
unilateral action like that. It was not there.
But
that's
Pakistan
India
says that
Pakistan is always doing. See, Pakistan accepted that no third party will be involved. We will discuss this and we will settle this issue bilaterally. That's all. But even after that, both India to some extent and Pakistan in many extent, you have to note that unilaterally we take action. Okay. Bilaterally means unilaterally also you can do it. Third party should not be involved. That's the agreement. Okay.
But when, if for example, from after this 370 revocation, Imran Khan has gone to UN and he said that this issue has become international. Shimla Agreement cannot be.
They were trying to focus this. They are trying to project that this is the international issue. All United Nations said that no, this is a local issue, bilateral issue. Like that they went. US, Russia, except China, all other countries, France, England, everybody said that this is a bilateral issue. So that means India, they supported India's stand. That's all.
So we should not. That means that doesn't mean Shimla Agreement is no more null and void, because of what Pakistan is saying. That doesn't mean Shimla Agreement is no more accepted. Like that, we cannot take.
And Pakistan are maintaining a stand that it is a bilateral issue since Shimla Accord. Now, bilaterally, Pakistan cannot settle this issue with India. That already I have said. In conventional war also, they can't win India. Nuclear war also can't win India. They can do damage to India. Half of the India may be gone, but we will wipe off Pakistan in case of atomic bombs. Then only way to make this solve this Kashmir issue is internationalizing this particular issue to move away from the Shimla Accord. That's why Pakistan is trying to do it. But India, using diplomatic channels, with the support of US, Russia, France, even England, except China, it says that this is a bilateral matter. China also recently brought this particular issue. But the world countries did not accept it. So now China and Pakistan, they are partners regarding Kashmir because China's economic interest is there because of the CPEZ, which are cut across POK. That's why China voluntarily entering into the bilateral issue and trying to make this issue as a trilateral issue. Okay.
Okay.
So India diplomatically is handling this. That's all again.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
My doubt is.
Discuss that further. Oh, okay.